Goldberg's got to stop talking, man. Dude, remind me to never fucking pull a bank job with you.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Ready to rock?
I am hot.
Good to go.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. Take off your flannel, you dickhead.
No, it's part of my ensemble.
I
look great today.
what
Do
an
I not?
asshole.
Can we talk about that real quick? This was an outfit I just kind of threw together, and I think I look fantastic.
I'm not saying this in a bad way. I think you just look like you. You always look this good.
Yeah, I thought I looked particularly good today. I don't know why. It was. I think it's more. I'm just proud of how I have access to very little clothes right now. Because nothing's unpacked. And so I'm putting together outfits.
You're doing almost like one of those like reality show challenges. Where
Yes,
you have to
exactly.
make an outfit using like 2 pieces of clothing.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Well, you are a modern day hero, John.
And
Let me tell you what.
I'm like Michelangelo's grandfather. You wouldn't get that unless you
Gotta watch the rundown,
which we just filmed 10 minutes ago. But Michelangelo's not grandfather, uncle.
Great uncle. I think you guys are pretty stupid for not thinking that his name was Michelangelo.
Oh, hang on a second. The stupidity brought this out. I was right about yeast.
There's a reason I walked away. So, all right, let's catch everyone up to speed.
Yeah, we got a lot going on right now.
We did the rundown. First of all, Feits thought that Michelangelo's name was Michelangelo, like Jones. It was like his name is Michelangelo. But
to be fair, it's because his father calls him Michelangelo.
Right, but I think that's just them like fucking around.
I guess.
Which is weird to name your kid something stupid like that and then play into the joke.
Right.
If anything, that you think they'd be like, no, like, his name's just Michael because his fucking great uncle died in World War II and that's why his name is Michael. But instead he's just like, it's funny, Michelangelo. So, yes, that is a little weird. And then on the rundown, we talked about Domino's because Rory McIlroy said he's on a Domino's kick and that was in the news. We actually also just coincidentally talk about Domino's today on our interview with the guys from Are You Garbage, Kevin and Foley, which is a very funny interview.
That's awesome.
That'll be
I laugh.
at the back end of this episode.
I think I laugh and annoying him out.
Yeah, it was like one of those.
I was laughing so often.
It was like one of those, like, that shouldn't even be recorded. That was just like a conversation between four guys just hanging out. But we talked, so we're talking about Domino's on the rundown. And my pet peeve about Domino's pizza, I love the cheesy bread, I love the sides and the desserts. The pizza they make with that like sand that they throw everywhere. It's like seasoning and flour.
Very sandy pizza.
And so we started to debate, what is that? Some idiots say it was flour. I'm like, it's very clearly not just flour. Maybe flour is in there, but there must be some sort of gritty seasoning or whatever. And then yeast came up because Kevin Bonner Googled yeast, and yeast apparently looked like that sand. And then Fight says, is yeast the same as yeast? Which is a dumb thing that makes you want to chop his head off with an axe. But I do understand what he's saying. Like, there's yeast infections, which we know is something that's like disgusting.
Stinky.
I mean, I think of it as like, I don't know for sure, but I think of it as like a tangible.
I think it was a goo.
Yeah, goo.
Not a sand.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, I don't think they're taking that and putting it on pizza. And then everyone started laughing at John and making fun of him. And I just slowly slinked away because I was like, I don't know the answer here. And there is a chance, because we do weird things with food. Cheese is molds, and things are fermented and all that kind of shit. So I was like, there's a chance. It's not obviously straight from dirty
I'm not saying
vagina.
You scoop it out of the vagina and you put it on the bread.
But the idea is the same,
They are the same.
Right.
They're both the yeast fungus.
And the Stool Scenes cameras were out, and everyone was like, yeah, you fucking idiot. And I walked over to Trent, and I said, I'm walking away because I don't know the answer.
Liz was like, no, yeast is yeast, and yeast is yeast.
Yeah. Like,
and I was like, you're just using like what I can't think of a word, like what is twisted? It's when you twist something.
Yeah.
No, that's not. That doesn't tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Right? Like that,
you know what that is? When it's not exactly the same, but when I say, how can planes fly in the air? And they go, lift.
Lift. Yeah.
How does boats float? Buoyancy. I know the words. I'm trying to understand what is going on here.
You're not
Same thing with the yeast and the pizza.
And I had to teach Liz about how vaginas worked. But it was.
Well, she doesn't. She did not walk away with a good lesson then, because you don't know anything about those things, nor do I.
I just know it's.
But apparently doesn't Liz. Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, every time you're eating pizza and leavened bread, just think about dirty vaginas.
Yeah.
Gross. We gotta cleanse our palate right now with some Screwball whiskey. Screwball is. We got any screwball? Yeah, grab that. Let me hit that screwball.
Oh yeah.
Let me hit that screwball, baby.
kid.
I need a little
Let's
peanut
have a
butter.
fucking
I
Wednesday,
need a little
fellas.
peanut butter whiskey
Yeah.
in my wife.
Get some.
Screwball. It goes down so. It's like a treat, man. It's like give me like a little caramel. Give me a little snack. You know.
Yeah.
It's the Screwball whiskey is the new flavored whiskey that's on the scene. It's got peanut butter flavoring, so it's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit smooth. It's still got a little bite to it. It'll put some hair on your chest, but you can mix it up with all your favorite mixers. You can get creative with it. Maybe do a little of the grape juice transfusion mix from Owen's Mixers, and you have yourself a peanut butter and jelly cocktail. You could mix it with some vanilla ice cream if you want to have yourself an adult dessert. You can just shoot it straight. You can drink it on the rocks. Mix it up with any of your favorite sweets out there, and it becomes a tasty, delectable after dinner dessert cocktail, or you can just drink it as your favorite whiskey for happy hour and get your buzz on. Put it on the rocks, whatever you want. Screwball is the most versatile flavored whiskey out there on the market. It's the original, the only, and the most awarded peanut butter whiskey. It's available near you at 70 proof. It's the perfect shot or addition to your favorite cocktail. Pick it up at your local store or get it delivered today. Hashtag get screwed by going to screwballwhiskey.com for more info. Enjoy responsibly. Advertisement by Screwball Whiskey LLC, San Marcos, California. Whiskey with natural flavors of caramel color, 35% alcohol by volume. Also, they're helping out a lot of people in need. The Children of Bartenders, the Restaurant Associations of California, they're donating money and packages to people in need and restaurants who are affected by COVID. So they're good people, and they make good whiskey. Go to screwballwhiskey.com to check it out. Today, last episode, Tuesday, came out, as did our episode of Answer the Internet. Now, Answer the Internet has been I feel like almost everything at Barstool has really not missed a beat throughout all of COVID. We were able to Zoom all of our interviews. We were able to get these radio kits.
It was
at
a little
home.
weird at first, and then we
figured it out.
Yeah.
The kits at home, so Sirius XM kept rolling. Vibs got fucked with lowering the bar. That took a bad hit. And one of the other things that, interestingly enough, took a hit was Answer the Internet, because I figured we could still do that via Zoom. It's still just people talking and joking. And we found out that over Zoom, it just absolutely does not translate. I don't know whether it's the setting. I don't know whether... I feel like when I'm on Zoom, I'm prone to talk more, so it became more like a conversation rather than a
100%.
one man or one woman performance.
Which then worked it into...
Now it
we
became
kinda
a
do part of the
podcast segment. Yeah,
yes.
so we found good that came out of it. Whenever we would laugh, their microphones would kind of cut out. But if we didn't laugh, they felt like they were bombing. It just did not work. And then again, the look, the thing about Answer the Internet, you get the same thing every time. One person in front of the gray screen. And so unfortunately, we had some great people interview on the show, and we tried to do it with them. Colin Quinn would have been, one of our monster episodes, and the views didn't translate. My point being that I had gotten used to the dopamine rush of Tuesday night views. I mean, it was like when we had the Million Views Club, we would have guys and girls regularly get hundreds of thousands of views. Watching something get picked up by the algorithm, better than porn. And
It was though.
It really. And now, what brought us back?
Seriously.
And what brought us back? Porn. We are back.
It's always
in biz.
there for you, baby.
It is.
It's always there for you.
When people are you guys are weird with porn. You like porn too much. Fuck you. Porn's important.
Why you say people say that?
People say that all the time.
To who?
To me. To us.
I don't think so.
All the time. People get the prudes of the world who listen and watch, who clutch their pearls and get all upset because we talk about porn or we interview porn stars or whatever. Fucking losers.
I could not care less about that opinion.
It's true, man. And Lana Rhodes and Mike brought us back from the dead. A few 100,000 views on YouTube, and we are back, baby. So porn is there for you. Porn is there for us. You know what it is? It's almost like gambling for Dan and Dave. They're they are not they're winning at gambling corporate style. They're losing when they gamble,
Yes.
But because they've made a name for themselves, they're going to get pen stock and they're going to be rich because of that. We are not in the porn game, but porn is making our content, between Answer the Internet and the interviews we've done and everything. I found them. I said this, I think, on the interview. Yeah, the interview later today with Kevin and Foley. I found them to all be like some of the most interesting people we've ever talked to.
I agree with that 100%.
Because they've just gone to a place in life that like so few people go.
It's an interesting place.
Right.
They have, if you're in pornography, you have an interesting journey.
That like
Whether or
very
not,
few people.
It could be just like I graduated from Harvard and then I wanted to get fucked in the ass, and like that's interesting.
Sure, that's cool too.
Right? Or like,
and sometimes
some
it's
other
tragic,
horrible
sometimes
shit.
it's accidental, but whatever it is, it's almost like talking to a pro athlete. It's like there's very few people, and then the ones we talk to are like the very few who make it to the top. And it is funny too, though, because the reason I bring up the haters is like they'll say something like, "Oh, they're weirded out by it," or like we're whatever. There's a reason why all the downloads are the highest and all the views are the highest. It's like because all you motherfuckers are watching too, because it is just weirdly wild. There's a reason why I search behind the scenes, brother. Just want to see these people in their element. And so Mike and Lana step up to Answer the Internet, and God, some of those answers, man. And I assure you, if you watch it, go watch it. A lot of the questions in on Answer the Internet are about, would you do this for $1 million? Or how much money could you make if? And Lana was like, I don't need $1 million. I can make that posting pictures on OnlyFans. Or like,
She said 3 or 4 pictures, right?
one question was, would you count to $1 million for $1 million? And she was like, no, I could just post 3 pictures and get $1 million. And I was like, get the fuck out. And I thought that was because of the camera. And then I talked to her off camera, and she's like, yeah, you idiot. And then there was one that was like, would you rather have $1 million to work hard hours or $100,000 to do nothing? And Mike was like, well, Lana already makes $3 million to do nothing. She's the #1 porn star, but doesn't do porn anymore. So she's literally making money for nothing. But good for her.
Well,
it's like she paid her dues,
how
bro.
How much money is she getting? Like you don't get paid for being on Pornhub.
I think you do.
You can sell videos on Pornhub on Model
I
Hub.
think she's doing that, but I bet you there's like a royalties type of thing going on too.
I would think no, because I've watched an OnlyFans documentary about why OnlyFans, and it's like a 12-minute short documentary done by like a YouTuber. It's not this grand project. But I've watched an OnlyFans documentary about why it started and why it took off so well. And why it was so embraced by the adult entertainment industry, because it was all after Mia Khalifa. It was Mia Khalifa did 12. She was more searched than Nick Jonas that year, who had the 6th highest album, 6th highest grossing album. She was a more searched Google term than Nick Jonas.
I'll be honest, that doesn't move the needle for me.
Well, I mean, she did like 12 billion views or something like that too.
Yeah, but I mean, like I would imagine that porn stars are bigger and more searched than Nick Jonas. Oops.
I don't think so. That surprised. I would guess there's not another porn star in the top 50.
I guess. I mean, I would always imagine that the top porn star of the moment is one of the most searched people on the internet.
Okay, but 12 billion views, and she made $12,000.
Yeah, but
So,
I also think
like-
but people in the internet on porn are like, she's an idiot. Like,
Yes,
I don't think she knew what the fuck she was doing.
Agreed, but like I mean, like not knowing what the fuck you're doing, I mean, $12,000.
Yeah.
like to be the most famous porn star for a decade. Like she was the most famous porn star for like a decade.
Yeah, it's so weird.
She
Just
was
that one video.
Don't get me
But-
started
but
on
I-
Mia Khalifa.
I
She didn't
also-
even do
I
anal.
really do
you
think-
can't call yourself a porn star if you didn't do anal. I'm sorry.
I really do think that was more of a cultural. That was like kind of like, I think it's like a fugazi billions of views, because it was not out of like porn. It was out of like religion and Middle East and all sorts of weird shit going on. I don't think it was just like
I
straight
mean, views
up.
are views.
They're views, yes, but I
People watch
No, they're
it.
not though. Their views are not views. We know that. Views are not views.
I mean, everyone watches
You
it.
can get views and not be like a talented person in your field. And I think that's exactly what she is.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah.
But she got the views, so she got them.
Yes. But I think there's a reason why she didn't get money. It's like you can get views and be like an internet company and not get money, because it's like you don't get conversions, you don't get like whatever, you know what I mean? Like I don't think views tell the whole story.
That's like with promo codes and stuff like that. She just did sex.
Yeah.
Like it happened.
Right.
And then people watched it.
Yeah. And she didn't get any money.
And she didn't get any money.
Yeah, I think that's more her
It's not like
fault,
she was, like,
but-
saying a promo code in the middle of her
I was
blowjob.
asking, I asked No Face Girl, and she was like, Pornhub is my main stream of income. So you must be able to make money somehow.
Yeah. I mean, they sell videos.
Yeah.
But I know that. I don't know if you make it over
Like
views.
residuals or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah. But Lana being like, I mean, I can understand her point of view, because I don't like, I like what we do, and work becomes work. And I don't want to do a podcast, even though I like doing podcasts. I don't want to talk about the Mets, even though I love talking about the Mets, just because it's like, it's on my work schedule. I have to do it now. So that sucks. She feels that way, and I understand it, but she's talking about literally just snap a picture, push a button, make $1 million. And I do want to say this. There's going to come a day, Lana. It happens to everybody where you're not going to be able to make $1 million posting 3 pictures, and you're going to be like, I should have posted 3 pictures.
I wish I posted 6 pictures.
I wish I posted 70 pictures every week for the next 20 years while I still got it.
But while we're talking about it, I have a major issue with OnlyFans.
I love that you're in deep enough now to be like a critic of the OnlyFans.
There was a 2-week stretch where it was the only thing we talked about. It got to be too much.
Yep.
We went over the top with it. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, I don't believe we went over the top with it. But
Well, not over the top, but a little over the top. We talked about it every day.
I think we slowed down. I think it's a full blown revolution, but I understand your point.
Yes, and I've gotten into the game now, and so we started it. We said, any KFC radio listeners, we will follow you.
We'll retweet you. We'll support your cause, which we still
cause.
will, by the way.
Which, yes, again, if anyone new was listening to this episode,
yeah.
I will find you. I will find you. Jesus Christ, follow you.
With Brian Mills on him. I will find you, and I will jerk off to you. I have a very particular set of skills.
But here's my deal. Because once I started an account to follow KFC radio listeners, which also I've changed my name because I started following too many people. So I was just John Feidelberg.
I don't think I ever told you what my name is on there. I told Jared this. Did I ever tell you what my name is on there?
No.
I have no idea why. Because
Mine is like QVCRAC6.
Okay,
whatever.
that's what I should have done. I made one a while ago because Jared knew of a girl like personally who was on there, and he vouched, and I was like, I got to take a look. And I signed up, and I didn't. I had the presence of mind to not put my name on there just because it is a little weird for people being like, there's Kevin Clancy's account. Do you know what my OnlyFans name is?
No.
Ubaldo.
What? Ubaldo?
Like Ubaldo Jimenez.
I knew who it was about. I knew
There's only
exactly
one Ubaldo in history. I have no idea.
Just straight up Ubaldo?
Ubaldo.
Yo, that's big time. That's like getting like the @Jack. Like you're Ubaldo. That is unbelievable. You gotta start posting dick shots. You gotta start posting ridiculous pictures. Like, this guy doesn't look like Ubaldo at all.
This tiny white pecker. I'm Ubaldo over here.
Just you naked sitting in front of like a Christmas tree. Like you naked
This is my
eating
in.
chicken that's not seasoned.
This is my in, like the way that like how could I ever start OnlyFans? Oh, it was a joke. It was a Ubaldo joke. Take pictures in front of my Christmas tree.
You can get straight up famous being
the
the
Ubaldo of
white
OnlyFans.
Ubaldo with a little dick. That's a hook. You have a hook right off the
white
bat.
Ubaldo with a little dick. That's me, man. Fucking Ubaldo if you're trying to find me, man, come find Ubaldo on OnlyFans.
The random hook I just thought of for me is being naked and just doing Legos.
Ideas and ideas, man. Folks.
I don't know why that popped in. What if I just did fucking
You are special. Your brain, it works in mysterious ways. It really does. I'll be Ubaldo in front of the Christmas tree. Underneath it, it's a present. You open it up. It's Legos.
Yeah.
Pass it to my buddy
Pass
John.
it over to me. I do them naked. Just dick hanging.
Oh my God, we're gonna go to jail.
But
anyway.
But I do have it. Okay, we've been on a lot of tangents today. I got another fucking issue with OnlyFans. It's that the porn stars on it don't act like porn stars. They just, and maybe that's their hook.
That's their hook,
right? Like oh,
you
this
always
is just
see me
like, here's
naked.
the sex.
Yes,
like here's
yes.
Whatever.
It's like a whole behind the scenes.
So because I started an account to follow the KFC radio girls, I once it becomes easy, like $5, fuck it, double click, Apple Pay, baby.
How much do you think at your peak you were paying per month? Like,
Oh, it's my peak
still going?
is ever growing.
Yeah.
My peak is
It didn't expire or whatever.
Well, actually, I guess I unfollowed
Some of them,
I
yeah.
unfollowed because I see I'm disappointed. I would say I spend $50 a month on OnlyFans. But like, okay, so right now, if I had to guess, I follow 3 to 5 KFC radio girls. I follow Christy Mack, Adriana Chechik, Anna Fox. That was a loving smirk. Phoenix Marie.
Okay.
Riley
Reid, you were disappointed.
Riley Reid for sure. Let's say it's those 5.
Yeah.
Whatever. Skin Diamond in the mix. Skin Diamond's a good one.
Sexy.
Yeah, she's so fucking hot.
Yeah.
And she is one of the good ones because she's not in porn anymore.
Right. So that's where she does her.
So that's where she
Yes,
does her porn.
yes.
Chrissy Mack also a
Well,
good
that's
one
what-
because she's not in porn anymore, so she does her shit there.
I don't know what Lana's doing, but she's not in porn. I don't know if she's going hard on
Oh, I follow
OnlyFans.
Lana, obviously.
Is she doing?
She does some. I mean,
Yeah.
I think she said on ATI, she's like, I don't really like doing it, like whatever.
Yeah.
But
I think
she'll
it's
go,
more just like sexy pictures, but I don't.
she'll
think
go
it's like,
definitely full nude.
Yeah.
Where like Chechik, Phoenix Marie, and Riley Reid rarely.
Really?
Like Lana will go full nude. There's
But
not
that's
a lot
because
of
you know what they're
sex.
doing is like then they DM you and they're like $50.
This is the issue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to support you guys. I'm
Yeah.
paying you $7, $10, $12.
They're getting a little
$5,
greedy.
right? And then your DM would be like $40 for this blowjob video. You got 60 of them on Pornhub.
But here's the thing.
I'm trying to help you out. I want
Right.
to support creators, but I mean,
That's what it's all about.
like, I mean, come
again,
on, man.
once again, this is probably about the 10th time I've heard John say that he's stimulating the economy during the quarantine. I'm trying to create jobs here.
Like you're getting a little greedy.
Johnny stimulus. I'll give you the stimulus
me and
package.
Trista Kirk. Crick.
Garbage men and fucking porn stars. But this is an important distinction, and I think this is good. Because this is how you know you haven't gone like full OnlyFans, like full porn star, full porn creep. Because
I bought something from the DM.
Okay, you're a full porn creep. Never mind. I take it back.
I knew where you were going. I just wanted
Yeah.
to get ahead of it.
Because
it's
that's
happened
what those,
one time.
That's
It's happened one time.
For how much?
I honestly don't know.
Was it like
I would guess
$40?
$30. Yeah, something like that.
God, they must
like,
be
like I'll check my DMs right now.
I was explaining to my buddy just last night. We went to dinner and I was explaining OnlyFans to him. Because have you realized this, by the way? Do you have much contact with normal people anymore?
No.
No, right? So my friends are still like normal-ish people, you know? Married with kids, like late 30s now. Like some of them don't even know what OnlyFans is.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's a little insane. But then some of them knew what it is, but they really didn't understand the extent of it. And I had a buddy last night who was like, why would anybody pay for porn when it's free? I'm like, you don't understand the creeps that are out there, man. And those are the guys that they can say, hey, honey, this video is just for you.
Right.
$60. So if you were to complain to Riley Reid, I think she would be like, yeah, I know, dude. But the thing is, I'm like exploiting these creeps over here.
Yeah.
So like, I'm sorry for you, but like I can make $5 million with these weirdos over here. So sorry.
I respect it 100%.
Yes.
Of course I respect the game.
Exactly.
But
it is frustrating
sometimes
for you.
I'm like,
yeah.
Like, for some reason, my DMs aren't loading right now. Also, they DM you nonstop.
Yeah.
It's like, good morning,
And they
baby.
just mash.
Watch me fuck myself.
But that's,
Like,
but again, it's you're not even paying to look at it. You're paying for the people who see that think that that's real. Like, oh
like,
my God.
this is what, like, Adriana Chechik just posted it. It's her dancing in a dress.
Yeah, but
like,
Adriana. But the weirdos,
Come on.
the weirdos who think that they're like in a relationship with her because of OnlyFans.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, look, you look so beautiful in your dress today, baby. Like, show me, like, oh, you're getting out of the shower. I hope you have a nice breakfast. Like, fucking dumb shit like that, you know?
No, yeah, like, I in the back of my mind, I knew that.
Yeah.
I hadn't really registered it 100%.
It just sucks. It's unfair for the normals of the world.
Right.
But I'm also like, do you, girl? If you can get $50 a video, I mean, they must make so much money. It's not the subscriptions. It's the
the DM.
It's like that's the drug dealer. It's like you know when they say like I'll give you a free
Why
sample
are my DMs
and then
loading?
we charge you. It's not the free sample's not even free. The free sample's $8.99 a month, and then they hit you. So they're
Right.
just double dipping. They're making so much fucking cash.
It's insane.
But I
and
mean,
once I start fucking putting together
when-
Legos naked, you are.
when Lana is like, I just don't want to do it. Like, fucking do it. Just fucking do it.
Also, they
make
ask
all
you-
the money in the world.
I forgot about this. They very often ask you for dick pics. And I'm like, Glennie, leave me alone.
You know it's some intern.
I know it's someone's social
I
media
know how the
intern.
game works.
I'm not sending you my dick pic. My name is John Feidelberg on here.
That must be a
Not anymore.
thing. Yeah, you bald away and sending you dicks. That must be a thing
Yeah.
if they all do it. They must make so much on that. Those are the things you don't like. Like normal people are like, you're gonna pay for a video, what? And it's like, oh no, I pay to talk with them. I pay for them to
Right.
grade my dick pics. I pay for them.
They all say, like, I want to grade your dick.
Yeah.
I'm
So
like,
that-
listen,
so if they all
I know, okay? I'll self-grade this test. It's a C-.
Red pen, see me after class, needs improvement. You remember elementary school report cards? It was like E, F, and S. It was like satisfactory. I was getting the U, like unsatisfactory. You baldo's dick. W. That must be such a way to make money that they're all like encouraged. Did you?
I just went, no, I don't think so. she's like, hey baby, can you send me your cock so I can rate it? And I went, no, I don't think so.
Any response?
Yes, doesn't hurt to ask with a kissy face.
You know what?
I almost sent her a dick pic after that.
Well, because you asked nicely. Man, what a wild ass world we live in, man. But the Mike and Lana relationship is just, she's openly like, yeah, like I'm like sugar mama will pay, we'll go all around the world. I blow him in the morning. Mike's doing his vlog. He's making millions himself. I mean, what a fucking couple.
Yeah, you can't call yourself a sugar mama
when Mike is fucking dating millions of fucking. Yeah. I mean, he's selling.
You might make
books,
more money than me, but you're not my sugar mama. You could die tomorrow. I'd be fine.
That. He was like, all right, enough. But man, I don't think I would mind that. You can be my sugar mama. And by the way, I went down the rabbit hole last night, just for old time's sake.
Of Lana or ATI?
Lana.
Yeah.
I mean,
she
was like Barry Sanders, short career, but the greatest of all time.
Like the absolute.
I mean, she used. I think I forgot. I certainly remember rubber duckies and strawberries.
Yeah.
But
did you talk to her about that?
No, I got the impression.
I would imagine microphones in front of you can bring up things that would be
inappropriate, like
weird to bring
awkward.
up if we were just talking.
Yeah. So like, that bathtub full of milk. Tell me about that. Was it warm? Was it cold?
A good question,
right?
A great question.
What is that? I mean, it's probably not actually milk, right? It's probably just warm water with some sort of white, like.
Oh, I
you just thought it was.
Definitely think it was milk.
I mean, how much milk you would eat to fill up a hot tub?
I don't know, enough to fucking fart it out all the time.
What is that?
They keep milk on porn sets. Trust me.
They got it handy. They got milk on Deckington, man. Why? What is that about?
I don't know, but it works.
It really works. When I see like milk in the title, as long as it's not the nipple milk, I'm not into that. Otherwise, I'm like, click. That is a weird. That's when you've gone too far,
Yeah.
But that,
Yep.
but man, she burned bright and hot and put in some work.
She put in a lot of work, and it works for everybody.
She's the queen.
Too. Like girls love her, guys love her.
Absolutely,
dude. Last night we went.
It's also
ATI,
because she's
Lana OnlyFans intercourse.
It's a natural progression.
It's a natural progression.
Yeah. It's like, well, that was funny, and she's pretty cute. Like, oh, well, that's cute, and she's really hot. We
have sex.
Shout out to Lana. She's probably done more for a couple's porn together than like any couple ever. Because she also is just like, you are pretty enough to be like a Hollywood superstar, not a porn star superstar. You're just like stunning.
You are. You're doing
it's a good,
hundreds of thousands.
They got a good thing going, those kids. I think they're going to make it, those kids. I said on the blog, these are just one sexy person and Mike. Sorry, Mike. But man, they are killing the game. So go watch ATI and go subscribe to OnlyFans and send your dick pic around. You can find me on there. You baldo.
I'm TMI. It was just like a random generator. So I file 18 people.
That works. TMI.
It's weird. It's just not. I think OnlyFans might be down.
I was gonna say you might have got like banned or something. The way this sounds, like my tweets aren't loading.
It's not loading at all.
Either way, sign up, get a little sexy. Speaking of sexy, Bill Belichick this morning. I hate the man, but sexy. It's brought to you by Tile. Fuck, I don't have my keys on me. Tile, revolutionary, game changer.
For you, of course.
I invented this.
Did you?
Like 20 years ago. I want Tile. I want fucking royalties. I actually, when you have like dumb ideas, like, oh, let's invent this. Yeah, exclusively. Right? But you never do
the
anything.
only kind I have.
I once didn't accomplish anything, but I took steps to try to make this. Like I tried to figure out how to patent an idea and all that. I didn't do it.
Really?
But I was like,
see,
this is a good
count.
It does count.
It should count.
At least I get like 1% or something like that. When
check my history, I Googled it. It's mine.
Yes, like legally that should stand up. I was a teenager and I was like, and my mom was losing shit all the time and I was like, we need we called it call your keys. At that point, it wasn't smartphones and shit. It was more like you could like call with that's how old it was. It was like you'd call on a fucking house phone and it would ring. And then you can find your keys. And then like, I think throughout the years, the Brookstones of the world and the Sharper Images and shit tried to come out with ones. Now Tile is here. I lose my shit all the time. I misplace my things all the time. I have kids. One time, my brother's kid took my keys and put them in like a toy, like it was like a fire engine that he rides on. And he opened it up and put it in like the hatch and closed it. And I lose my keys all the time. So I'm at my parents' house and I'm like, guys, I don't know where my keys are again. And they're like, fuck, you lost them again. And I'm like, I swear to God this time, guys, I put them on the table because like I know I'm going to lose them. And nobody believed me. And I had to ask my neighbors to let me in the house. I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do. And my brother, like on a whim, just asks his kid. And he was like, oh, yeah, I put the keys in like the secret place. And he was like, what's the secret place? And they had to talk it through. We find the keys. It was a whole fiasco. And if I had Tile, I would have been able to find them. But here's the deal. So Tile is it's a keychain, and it's a I don't have my wallet either. It's a clearly I need this
Tile.
Yeah, no, it's just at my desk. It has like a card that you can slide into your wallet, so you can call your wallet as well. But the kicker is that now, because everything's smartphones, it's a two-way street. So if I lose my phone, but I have my keys, I can push a button on the keychain and my phone rings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I really need. Because keys and wallet, I will misplace every now and then, but my phone, it falls out of your pocket in your sweatpants and it goes down the crack of your fucking couch. Falls underneath the seat of your car. So now it's more really about finding my phone, not finding my keys or my wallet.
I did not know it was a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. That's
pretty good.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I set it up. It's real easy. You turn on Bluetooth, you pair it, and it just comes. It has like its own like little alarm bell ringing noise, and so you can find your shit. So if you have your phone, you can find your keys, your wallet. So you set it up like it just has, click here to push to find your wallet, click here to find your keys, and it has a whole bunch of them. You can do 2 wallets, multiple phones. So if I wanted to find my phone, I can make it ring. So I mean, this is revolutionary.
It's not revolutionary because you invented it.
I did. Blast you, Tile. Damn you to hell. For the limited edition Tile, go to tile.com/KFC. That's TILE.com/KFC. And you can get the limited edition collection. That's also what's cool, too. I think you grabbed my keys the other day and looked at it. Did you?
No, I don't think so.
Somebody did. Who was I with? Somebody grabbed my keys, and it's just like a little square, and it kind of has like almost like a tie-dye logo on it. And I just remember someone taking a look at it, and I was like, that's my Tile, bitch. So you can find your keys, you can find your wallet, you can find your phone, two-way street. Never lose your stuff again. And if you want it to look cool on your keychain, it's got limited edition prints and colors. And like I said, mine, whoever it was, I think it was you. I just don't think you realized you did it because I don't have like anybody else in my life. So, and it looks like a cool keychain too. So, one of a kind, exclusive designs. They go fast. Get yours at tile.com/KFC, TILE.com/KFC, and never lose your shit again. Bill Belichick, I hate his guts. I don't like his shtick. But I obviously hate him out of like jealousy and misery. But I have always appreciated that he shows up to work looking absolutely preposterous.
He looks like Frank the Tank.
And yeah, this
Bill
time,
Belichick looks like Frank.
This was like the Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, press conference, whatever. And he's been doing this for decades now. This was his magnum opus. This was his coup de grace. This was his Mona Lisa. He looked more disheveled, and his shirt looked more, what was the word you used? Tattered.
Yeah, it was
than
quite
ever.
tattered.
I mean, it was full Frank the Tank. Teeth marks, ripped bacon collar, hair was like on a slant. Obviously, of course, the 3/4 sleeves. And, that's a professional man showing up to work that day.
There was one meeting early in quarantine. I was still living in New York at the time, so it was like that early in quarantine. I think I lived in New York for 2 weeks once it started. And there was one meeting we had where I was like, woke up like hungover, like on the couch, and was like, I'm just gonna do this meeting, no camera. And I accidentally turned on add camera. And I was in like a stretched out t-shirt and my underwear. And
was it full? You could have seen your underwear?
No, you couldn't see underwear. But like, I knew like the whole meeting, I was like, don't stand up, don't stand up, don't stand up.
Yeah.
And I looked better than Bill looks like here.
Yes,
on this NFL
people
fucking
hunkered down in
broadcast.
quarantine. No haircuts, no makeup, no nothing, no new clothes.
I didn't
putting
look
on
better.
weight.
I looked more put together.
Right.
Because he looks better. Because he looks fantastic. But I looked more put together.
Right.
than he
There
did
were
showing
people
up
who
for a
looked
press
straight up
conference.
homeless over the last 6 months, who looked less homeless than Bill Belichick. Do you think there's a chance he does that on purpose to make the talk of the interview, the press conference, be about his look rather than like what the Patriots are doing?
Boy, if he does, he's a fucking
I
genius.
could really see that being like
It's
rather.
so awesome to be so smart that you just get credit for
You
things
have
that
to.
maybe,
I know it's the
maybe
best
you
place to be.
Right.
It's absolutely. It's the same thing with fancy directors where it's like, oh, he made that purple because he's like, my wife likes purple. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it,
yeah.
You know? But you get credit for everything.
Speaking of purple, has Vince Gilligan ever explained the purple?
Nope, never did. I don't think.
This is what I mean.
Yeah,
This is it.
Right. I mean, that was intentional,
That
but there was
clearly
no.
was intentional.
But there was no. I don't think there's anything behind it.
No.
I think it was just like, whenever Marie's on camera, it's purple, but there was no like reason behind it. I do think that they kind of say like, go play, little children. Here's some crumbs, like
Right,
go
right.
nuts. But I could see Bill being like, I don't want to. I'm going to get questions about Tom Brady this week. I'm going to get questions about Cam not scoring there. I'm going to get questions about our injuries and what we're doing to prepare. And I don't want anybody talking about any of that. So I mean, why else?
I'm gonna fucking tie myself to a chair and burn cigarettes on my chest.
Literally,
That's what it looks like he did.
Why would he have holes in his shirt? What does he
It's
do?
just, he's just an old sweatshirt.
I have old sweatshirts, Sean.
Do you have 20-year-old sweatshirts?
Maybe not 20, but I have old sweatshirts that don't have a single hole in them. Like, why are these weird individual holes? I think he's making those. We know he cuts the sleeves.
Definitely.
I think he then just takes the scissors and.
Nah, because it's too well done.
Yeah, they're not like scissor cuts.
For
but
someone who's cut their own things
but
before,
why?
scissor
What
cuts
is
don't
happening?
work.
What is it? Just the wash is doing that? No way. This is intentional.
Maybe he puts rocks in with the wash. Stone wash.
Did you see? I reposted the video from Sunny the other day of Charlie's birthday when they make everything from his dream books.
Yes.
I say this every time I watch an old clip. That might be my favorite ever. Like he's just like
Worm hats. We didn't know if it was like a hat for a worm or a hat that's a worm covered in worms. Like, worm hat. He's just a German guy.
gives him the bat and he's like, "Can I go give it a try?" I mean, that is maybe the funniest scene ever.
Denim chicken.
Yeah.
What was it? It was worm hat, denim chicken, and there's one other thing.
Bird with teeth.
Yes,
Bird
the
with
bird.
teeth.
That's the best part. He's like, "No, did you find a bird like that?" He's like, "That doesn't exist in nature, Charlie." Well, either way, great glue work. Incredible. But how? Why? Why are those shirts like that? And that the reason I brought that up is that sounds like something like, well, did you put rocks in the wash? I think it's all one big elaborate scam. I think it's genius. I think it's part of the Belichick way. And as much as I hate it, I have to tip my cap because I have like an asshole coach who's just an asshole naturally and not
Just
smart.
has weird eyes.
Right. It's like if Belichick did that, it'd be like, oh, he didn't want to he's distracted you
Yeah.
with his eyes. Adam Gase is just an actual lunatic
Sleight
who was
of
like
hand
on
trick
drugs
with
or something.
Belichick's dress.
Man, Adam Gase has got to go. We're not going to do a whole Jets thing, but I mean, what am I supposed to do for the next 2 years?
Nothing.
I guess
The
just
same-
wait
the
for
same
Trevor
thing you did
Lawrence.
for the last 2 years.
I know. Same thing we
Also,
try to
not
do
gonna
every
get
night,
Trevor
Pinky.
Lawrence. Carolina's.
I mean, I think the Jets are going to go in 16.
I think Carolina's too.
So that, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how that works with the tiebreakers
Especially
on.
without McCaffrey. Like,
Okay, so now they're down to no players like the Jets. I mean, it
Wait,
will.
Sam Darnold's pretty good.
He is, but I mean,
just
that's
don't
just
have
not enough.
anyone else around.
I mean, he played pretty good this week, and they got their doors blown off. I think there's going to be like potentially multiple 0-16, 1-15 teams, and then I guess it's strength of schedule and I don't know margin of difference or whatever. But they will be in position. They will be right there for a number one pick.
But you know, and also
doesn't
you know
matter.
what? Like, I don't even get jealous about that because first of all,
No,
Cam's
why
awesome.
would you? Yeah,
But like, second of all, like you'll just ruin Trevor Lawrence.
definitely. Like Sam Darnold was not on that level, but he was good and just ruined him. And it just continually ruins. My life.
I never really fully bought into your like loser franchises. I was just like, that's not how it works. It doesn't. It can't happen.
What do you
that
think
way.
now?
I buy into it.
Yes.
Now. Yeah.
This is, I think,
I started. It wasn't like it wasn't today. It was like probably 2 or 3 years ago.
When people came to New York, a lot of people think I'm being dramatic, and then they came to New York and they see the headlines and they see the games and they realize they don't just lose, they do embarrassing things, and everyone started to be like, oh, I kind of get it now. And it's like, it doesn't matter what else happens. That's why. But ownership is the only thing that's never changed for me. Owners are what it's all top down. So I think I might just close ranks and just be a Mets fan.
Okay, well, I was gonna say but
just be for Cohen, you know. And if that doesn't work, then I leave everything. But I can't.
You been the Knicks too?
Yeah, until Dolan's gone, he might be the worst of all. You know, I just can't. I can't do it anymore.
It is crazy how bad your owners are. It's crazy.
They're arguably, and if the Islanders are getting better because they got rid of Wong, but yeah, for baseball, football, and basketball, they arguably had the 3 worst: Will Pons, Woody Johnson, James Dolan. If not the 3 worst, like 3 of the 5 worst, you know?
That's insane.
All in one city. And it's New York City.
All end up in New York?
And it's like the main capital,
There's plenty of people with money here.
I don't know about Woody Johnson, but the other 2 are sons. When sons of billionaires get handed things, they are assholes every time. Fuck me. Speaking of assholes, let's do a little Am I the Asshole? It's brought to you by Cross Rope. Don't be an asshole. Get in shape. Do it in an easy and affordable way.
I got to get back on the Cross Rope.
I got to get on to Cross Rope. Not back on, just on to Cross Rope.
When I was ripping
because it stares me in the face.
I was hot.
And you were. I didn't like it. And, I got these people who pay like $1,000 a month to go to these gyms. And for what? You can buy a Cross Rope for a fraction of the cost.
It's about 1 month in the New York gym.
And you have it forever.
Forever.
And you can do a body weight exercise mixed with cardio, mixed with, every other
the best
weight
part is
training, interval training. You do it all yourself with a rope.
Interesting.
Right.
I can't do one thing. I can't run on a
stimulated.
treadmill. I can't just jump rope. Yep. I just get bored. And this 100%, it's like, okay, jump rope, 30 seconds. Okay, push-ups, 30 seconds. And it's like,
done.
Okay, it's different.
Right.
It's ever changing. It's evolving. It's like it's much more entertaining and fun to do rather than fucking.
And I've always heard like it's better. If you want to lose weight, like muscle training is the way to go. But you want to get your cardio up as well to just be healthy and combine it all together. Do it all in one shot and get yourself these cross ropes. These jump ropes they're weighted, so you can do light ones, you can do heavy ones, you can do it fast, you can do it slow, you can do every different combination under the sun. You download the app and it has customized workouts for you to follow. And you just jump rope. All you need is a little bit of space. You go in the backyard. You have a room with a high ceiling, a basement, an attic, whatever. And you can start getting in shape right now today. You don't have to be around anybody. No COVID concerns. Just do it yourself. And right now, when you go to crossrope.com/KFC, you can get $40 off the Get Fit bundle. Come do it with me. I'm going to get it. I got to start getting in shape. I have to do it. Start getting in shape. Do it with me. Do it with me.
Deal.
We also got to get that.
I'm going to start tweeting my workouts.
Okay. That'll do it. We'll all follow along with the Get Fit bundle, $40 off at crossrope.com/KFC. Am I the Asshole? We'll fire off a couple. We'll do our voicemails, and then we'll get to this interview with the Are You Garbage Boys, which is very fucking funny. Number 1, this was a Am I the Asshole sent to us by many a people, very apropos considering the conversation we just had. Am I the asshole for abandoning my girlfriend on top of a mountain? I know this sounds bad, but hear me out on this one. It wasn't even a big mountain. Basically, I've been going on hikes alone on weekend mornings while my girlfriend eats pancakes. On Sunday, I went to do a peak. That's easy if you're a vet like me, but still takes a few hours.
I went to do a peak?
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's the right terminology, but if you have some terminology,
I'm going to
I'm going to do a peak.
I like
I'll be right back.
that.
I got to bang out a peak real quick.
Yeah.
So I went early so I could get back for the football game at 1 o'clock. I could not miss this game. So I woke up early and my girlfriend gets up with me and she says, let's do it. And I was like, what? She gives me this whole spiel about how she's trying to better herself and her body, which she gives me every year, but I still felt obligated to bring her along. Before I agreed, I made sure she understood that it would be challenging and that I was going to be at a brisk pace because I needed to get home in time for the game. I told her that if she wanted to do some lighter hikes later this week so she could ease herself into this, we could do this, but she insisted on keeping up. Of course, it didn't go that way. She fell behind immediately before the real ascent even began. I offered to turn around and tackle it another time, but she insisted and said she just needed to adjust to the altitude change. Brother, if you're worried about altitude changes, this is not an easy peak. Nope. It took
altitude
us.
change also sounds ridiculous until you participate in an altitude change.
And then it's real, right?
Dude, I couldn't go up 3 stairs in
Right,
Colorado.
right.
It was insane.
I know.
It was
your whole
awful.
body's fucked. It took her 2 hours to get up to the top. She complained and begged for water the whole time. We get to the top. I told her we needed to go down faster, but then we went up because if I didn't, I was going to miss kickoff. She got all pissy over that and was like, it isn't even like spending time with you anymore, and it's more, and the game is more important to me. I knew this was bait, so I just said back that I told her the conditions beforehand and that it wasn't respectful of her to slow me down like this. Then she got real mad and basically shrieked across the entire peak that I might as well leave her up here, and I was so angered and embarrassed by her that I did. I told her the descent down was easier, and there was plenty of people around to help her if she needed it, and I headed back down the mountain alone. I felt so bad. I waited for her in the car and watched the game on my phone, and she didn't make it down to the 4th quarter, which I pointed out to her as soon as she opened the door. She won't talk to me. I know my actions were hurtful, but her peak freakout had humiliated me, and I don't know what else to do. Edit, since people are asking. It was the Jets game.
I mean, the edit really matters.
Hugely matters.
It really
It's the
matters.
most important edit, PS, extra detail in the history of Am I the Asshole?
It was. I knew we had a Jets question on here, and I wasn't sure that was the one. And I was
the
like,
one. It changes. I go from one extreme to completely other. Because this guy, it's an asshole move. First of all, I mean, if you're doing all this, it sounds like borderline dangerous to leave somebody up there who like can't, that she might not get home.
Right.
So super dangerous, very rude. But there really is something to be said for like, I told you, I have a plan that I do every week. You are fucking up my plan. And I told you it, and I like have a routine, and I want to do both of these things. And like, please don't fuck this up for me. And then you fuck it up. That's really, really annoying. That's really fucked up.
like 100%.
But
100%.
But then you find out it's for the Jets.
You know what? The Jets, it makes a difference, but it doesn't change me.
You're right.
Like he was the asshole no matter what. You're
Yes.
like,
Well,
that
okay,
happens
okay.
a lot of
I'm gonna let you
times.
finish, but I'm also I'm going to argue the other side of it too.
That happens a lot. We're just, you say I want to do this X, and something happens, or someone gets hurt, or someone isn't in the proper shape, and like that plan has to move. You can't just leave your girlfriend.
You can't
on
leave
a
it on a
mountain.
mountain. Okay,
You can't leave your girlfriend on a mountaintop.
If it wasn't that extreme though, if she said like we have to go shopping before we get to the game or something, and you're like cool, but like we gotta make sure we get there, and then she's just like taking her time, and then there's traffic, and then you miss the game, and it's like, what about that? What about if you were like, I'm gonna go. I told you we have to leave by
Shopping?
12:30, and you're not done. You're at the mall. Like you can take an Uber back, or I'll take an Uber home. You take the car. I'm leaving you. Could you do that?
If you left her the car, I would say you're okay. Like, look,
Right.
I'm gonna split, or
Right.
I'm gonna go to the fucking food. Like, I also don't understand why a phone doesn't work on a mountain. You're just you're higher.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. I
people do this, don't they?
yeah.
Like-
they used
like,
to. Yeah,
You're higher.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it
I
should
don't get
work.
it. You're right.
Um,
Theoretically, yes.
But the food court, or if you're in a mall, yes, you're well within your rights to be like, look, I'm just splitting. You're gonna be fine here, but you can't leave someone on a mountain.
No, agreed. No
You just
matter what,
can't.
you can't leave. That's why, to be honest, though, I think she's still kind of the asshole because you know what should have happened? He offered all these other things. Let's go on a lighter hike tomorrow. Let's do it a different time. I'll pick one for us. Like it wasn't just like take it or leave it. He knew this was going to be a problem. He offered up contingencies. She said no, let's do it. I promise. And then she still did exactly what he said was going to happen. That's infuriating.
It's in everyone's the asshole here.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. I'm not saying you should leave her on top of the mountain. You should walk home, miss the game, and make her pay for it. And be like, I fucking told you. What are you going to do to make this up for me?
And then berate her until you break up in 3 years.
This is also a horrible double standard because if this happened the other way, I knew I was fucked in my relationship when I used to treat as I wanted to be treated. The golden rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like if she fucked up, I was like, I'm not gonna rake her over the coals for this because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. And then I got to the point where I was like, I have to cash in on this. I have to hold her feet to the fire because she's gonna do it to me. So I got to keep this shit balanced. And that's when I knew I was fucked. I was like,
Yeah,
this
that's
is,
a bad
This is
spot.
not a good spot to be in. But if the roles were reversed and she missed like a bridal shower or something, she'd be like, you hear about it to the end of time. And this guy, Granted, he overplayed his hand by leaving her on top of the
I do
mountain.
think I will defend women in this aspect. I think a bridal shower is more
Yeah,
important
maybe
than a
not
Jets game.
maybe a brunch. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you had Sunday plans that you always do that I fucked up for you. Even after you told me I was gonna fuck them up for you, you never hear the end of that. With a guy, you know, she probably starts crying or something like that. Where I'm gonna defend this guy, I've dealt with this before. I don't care how bad my teams are. I like watching my teams. And it's not fair. It's not fair that you get to be like, I got to watch the Patriots, and because they're going to go to the Super Bowl this year, your girlfriend understands. Where my girlfriends would say to me, they're not even good. It's like, well, I don't care. It's not my fault.
It's
You're
fun
penalizing
for
me
me.
for the Wilpons. Yeah, I know it. I know that, but I want to watch in case they get good or one day, you know. So I don't think you can't leave people on top of a mountain, but you can't penalize your boyfriend or girlfriend if their favorite team is bad and they enjoy watching it. It's
Yes.
like, I don't know, you like watching a TV show that I think is bad.
And you hate everyone on the show.
Right.
Like, why?
Right.
Like, you're like, oh, everyone on The Bachelorette sucks this year.
But you wouldn't
Monday
miss
night-
it. Yeah.
And obviously, we're stereotyping. Of
course, blah, 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 blah. Stereotypes are real for a reason.
Throw the fucking allegedly button out there. But you know what I mean. Whatever show women
Just because
typically like.
quality does not determine like fanhood or enjoyment. So you can't throw that in my face. But ultimately, you can't leave any girl on top of a mountain. We'll do one more Am I the Asshole and roll right into our voicemails because we got a monster interview. Am I, you want to do homeless or necklace?
When you say homeless first, it makes me think of necklaces a different way. Like without neck.
No. Necklace, not necklace. Let's do homeless.
Homeless.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife that it's her fault we're homeless? Yeah, we made the right choice.
Right choice.
Yeah. So I can't even believe this is real life right now, but we just got kicked out of my mom's house. My wife and I have a 5-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl, and my wife is super militant about sugar. Sugar for breakfast is a definite no-no. My stepdad came home with a donut for my 12-year-old sister for breakfast, which triggered a massive tantrum from our 3-year-old. My wife called my stepdad selfish for bringing a donut into this house. His fucking house, so I think we know what side the husband's on. And my stepdad went off calling us both horrible names and making fun of my wife's body and bad skin. Well, maybe not. My sister and mom were just laughing, and I tried to defuse, but my wife took the rest of the donut out of my sister's hands and threw it in the trash. My mom and stepdad went crazy. I was trying to get my 2 kids away because they were saying some really abusive stuff, and my sister was asking if she could get her arrested. My stepdad said we had to get out immediately, and he was so angry it was scaring me. I just grabbed my kids and we left. My mom called an hour later and said we aren't welcome back because my sister feels unsafe over a fucking donut. I could hear my stepdad in the back threatening to spit on my grave. He is Middle Eastern and has some weird ideas about money and family honor, and I think he was really offended. My wife was going off about what a bitch my mom is, and I told her that it's her fault. I get that my mom acted crazy, but I still blame my wife for starting all this. She cried and asked me to take it back, but I refused. That's such a funny thing that girls or anybody in a relationship does. Like, take it back, and if I say yes, then it's okay. Now she's been crying on and off all day, and I think she's beginning to blame herself. Yeah. She should probably blame herself for... Now, this is a similar situation to what we just talked about. I think, like, screaming abusive stuff in front of a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 12-year-old, like, no matter what's going on, not proper behavior. Talking about spitting on graves and all that shit, honoring family. I think we went a bit extreme here. But ultimately, the action is, you know, to rip a donut out of someone's hand and throw it in the trash, and it's their house, their rules. I mean, this chick is clearly in the wrong.
100. It's we're very on par today.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is. We're both like
normal people.
Rational humans with brains.
All of her rules are weird. Where like if you're like you can have sugar for breakfast sometimes. You can have a donut for breakfast. Who gives a fuck? That's a regular thing. Someone wants to have a donut for breakfast, give them a fucking donut for breakfast. Not every day, but
right.
But a donut for breakfast is a nice little treat sometimes.
Especially if you are, I'm assuming maybe this is COVID related or whatever. If you're staying, that's almost like being on vacation. You know what I mean? Like if you do have a no sugar rule, but you're staying in someone else's house for a certain amount of time, you know, then you can have a donut. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
When we get back to our house, our rules, you know, stay the same. It's like when I take my kids, I'm like, this only happens at grandma's house, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, like multiple reasons to not go fucking crazy over the goddamn donut.
But making someone homeless, I think
with my belief is when you have kids involved, like that supersedes everything. Where it's like you can't put a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old out on the street, no matter how much you hate the wife and husband, mom and dad.
It's impossible to do that. You're an absolute asshole. You're 1,000% in the wrong. Like I think what were we talking about the other day, very recently for some reason, like a homeless person had a sign like it could be you or like this could happen to you, and not to disparage a homeless person, but I was just like no, it couldn't. No, it couldn't.
No, I have family that will.
It's. I feel bad.
I'm often
very
wonder,
lucky, but like I could never become homeless.
I do wonder
It's
how
an
it happens.
impossible
I
feat.
think you have to be a drug addict who steals money and shit.
Yeah.
Like your family was like, okay, you can come stay with me, and then it's like you find out that you stole money from me.
You keep selling the TV.
Right. So it's just like I can't let you back in the house anymore. But until that happens, it could never be me.
No, I couldn't.
I mean, I just got too many friends and family. You kick me out, I'll go to Nick, and Nick kicks me out, I'll go to Zach, and Zach kicks me out, so I go here. I just keep going.
I have 15 houses I have to rob before I can become homeless.
Exactly. And maybe that's just because I'm more charismatic than you. I don't know, homeless man. Maybe I'm more charming, but I got friends and family, bro.
I go walk by one homeless guy every day who I might have move in with me. I hope he doesn't steal my TVs, but like,
He's a cool cat.
I think this guy's the most. He sits by. It's probably. Let's say it's on 23rd.
This is the big change because usually you feel disrespected by homeless.
Yeah, no. This guy,
This guy's cool. He's earned your respect.
Yeah, he just reads every newspaper every day. He does like he's not. I don't know.
I think I would do that if I was homeless. That seems good. I used to read the Post and the news and all that shit back before smartphones. It's very enjoyable.
I don't think he's homeless. I think his home is just the entryway of the Japanese church on about 23rd. and he's like, he just has a bunch of blankets and a bunch of shit, and he just reads a newspaper and draws cartoons all day. I'm like, this guy's the fucking man.
Yeah, that guy, he might just be hanging out.
He's living the life. Not asking for money, no sign out.
That was going to be my question. Next question. Have you noticed his shoes?
He's definitively homeless.
Okay.
Like he's
gross.
100% homeless.
Okay.
But
I was
he's
always told to look at the shoes.
like, I think he's just not interested in your help. Like he's like, nah, I don't want it.
I'm
Like,
all good.
like, I don't have a cup out. No. If I went over to him with $1, he'd probably beat me up.
Yeah, it's like, that's
He'd be
disrespectful.
Yeah, nah, man.
I don't need your pity.
I got my papers
I'm homeless
today
and I'm
already.
good.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Is this a COVID thing? You think he's been homeless for a while now?
Oh, he's been homeless for a while. He's an older guy.
He's got the soot on him.
He's got long gray hair, long gray beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
this guy
he's
is homeless.
Yeah,
he
been
just-
homeless for.
He just does not
I'd
care.
say he's been homeless since about 76.
He's homeless and proud.
Yeah.
See, that's also the thing too. I feel like if you were to be homeless, how long do you think you live before suicide or disease or something takes you out? Because I think I'm almost impressed if I see someone that I'm like, you look like you've been homeless for 35 years.
Yeah.
you've got some resilience.
You're a vet.
Yeah. I mean, that's to me. I'm either killing myself, overdosing, or getting in like a bum fight.
No, I'm just walking.
Yeah.
I would just start walking.
Just start walking to San Diego.
Why don't? No, not even San Diego. I just go south.
Yeah, get to South Carolina.
All
roads seem to
Hilton Head
lead.
is where I'd go.
Yeah, Charleston. Just keep going.
If I was, I think I've explained my plan before. And if I rob 15 houses and get not let into
Sell
any
the
of my
TVs.
friends and family homes,
Yeah. Plus, you do sell the TVs. You got a little bit of cash in your pocket to go.
I would go down to Hilton Head and I would rob a Brooks Brothers or some kind of nicer store, so
you
I'm
can
not
look
in
presentable.
homeless clothes. And then I would just go to nice hotels, and that's where I would eat.
I'll tell you what I would
because
do.
you just fill out the form, the check, which is like, what room you in? I'm in 314.
Yeah. Sign it and go.
There you go.
That's
Peace.
great.
That's
What I would do.
I'm a great homeless person.
I would panhandle, steal, sell my body and drugs to earn enough money to get a jet ski. And then I would rent out jet skis for like $100 an hour. I think that's one of the great all-time rackets. Well, you got to buy one jet ski, which I know is tough. You got to get to what? It was like probably like $4,000, something like that.
I was gonna say low threes,
But maybe,
yeah.
but maybe you get one refurbished or a cheap small one,
Right.
$2,000, $2,500, let's say, and then you just find these tourists $100 for a half hour, and then all you do is pay gas. Just got to keep buying gas with this ski-doo.
A lot of gas though.
A lot of gas. That is, but that's the only overhead really.
And insurance? No thanks. I'll just move to a new town.
Yeah. Oh, come after me. Like, were you gonna like send me the subpoena to my house?
I
Guess
sleep
what?
on the beach,
Don't have one.
motherfucker.
Try to find me, motherfucker. I'm homeless. And I just, you know what happens if someone falls off? I hop on my jet ski, vroom, and I just keep going south on the fucking Atlantic, and I just start selling. All of a sudden I'm in the
Literally
Keys.
one beach down.
Yeah. You'll never
Never
find me. And if you can make it to the Bahamas, that's really like the key. Because there it's like lawlessness, and there's a bunch of guys who are all haggling, like, I'll do it for $30, I'll do it for $25. And then you're living in the Bahamas like we've always planned. You're just doing a little homeless. Jet skis. Big investment. Voicemail time. It's brought to you by Simply Safe. You want to stay safe. You want to make sure that homeless people don't steal your TVs and sell them. You want to make sure that the person you've invited into your home is actually, needs a roof over their head and they're not trying to scam you and steal from you and take money out of your purse and buy drugs and sell the appliances. You got to have Simply Safe. And then once you kick that person out, they already know your address. They know when you're home and when you're not home because you graciously let your brother-in-law live with you on the couch. Turns out he's a homeless vagrant who's ready to rob you. Now he knows your schedule. Now he knows your address. What do? You have Simply Safe. It's 24/7 home security for only $15 a month. Even the homeless people could afford that. So if you ever are homeless and you get yourself a home somehow,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
I'll get it for that guy at the Japanese church.
Yeah, he needs
it's like
a Japanese church.
It's like a Japanese Christian church. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Not
to me.
at all.
Like, it's not just Christianity.
Not at all.
Why are we putting nationalities on religion?
For real.
Is
Separation.
Japanese Christianity
Separation in
different than
church and
American
state.
Christianity?
I don't know. I bet you they do it better than whatever. Any other variation of Catholicism is doing better than the regular Catholicism, I think.
I like how you said Catholicism when I say Christianity because I'm
Yeah.
the same way. Like you Catholic, you
You're
Christian.
same shit.
Christian.
Shit.
Yeah, no, I'm Catholic too.
And if you do want to get specific about it, Catholicism is the word. We're the most strict of the bunch,
yeah,
It's crazy. Anyway.
yeah, no, we're the worst.
Simply Say it's probably like, we did not ask for a religious debate here. They've got day and night, winter, summer, spring, fall. It protects you from fire. It protects you from flood. It protects you from burglary. All of it. You can set it up yourself in under an hour. You peel the sensors off. You stick them where you want them. No technician required. No contracts. No long-term commitments. No pushy sales guys. No hidden fees. It's all as easy as possible. Just go to simplysafe.com. It's simply with an I, SIMPLI, safe.com/KFC radio. Get a free HD camera for the listeners. Simply Safe finally bumping up that offer. Get a free camera that you can put on the homeless guy to make sure he's not stealing your TVs. It's simplysafe.com/KFC radio to get your kit, set it up, $15 a month plus a free HD camera. Voicemails, let's do it, Nicky.
Evan, John, Nick, I got a top 5 suggestion for you. What are your top 5 Scorsese movies? Mine doesn't start with Goodfellas like most people. I'm going to go Departed, Casino, Gangs of New York, Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street, and then probably The Aviator. Get back to me. Take care, guys.
Top 5 Leo movies?
Scorsese. Same thing.
Basically is. I got to search that, though.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
This is tough for me because I don't like these mobster movies the way other people do. I know he's got more than just that, but everybody goes nuts for all the mobster stuff. So, okay.
Okay, number 1, Taxi Driver. Haven't seen it, but I want people to think I'm cool.
Yeah.
2, Raging Bull. Haven't seen it, but want people to think I'm cool.
Yep. So fucking true. Those are 2 movies that Color of Money is another one I hear a bunch about.
I was going to throw that one on number 3.
I also think Pool is cool. I would love to be able to shoot pool. So, yeah, done.
I don't even know what that one's about. So it's about pool? Okay.
Yeah, I think Paul Newman's like a pool hustler, billiards hustler. The Last Temptation of Christ. No thanks.
Oh, 3, Cape Fear. That one I have seen. Didn't care for it.
4, Mean Streets. Haven't seen it.
Oh, 4, King of Comedy.
Haven't seen
A
it.
classic. Inspired the Joker.
Amazing. Never
Great
seen
film.
it. Have you seen
Great
it?
film. No.
No, never.
5, Raging Bull.
Done.
Done. There
That's
you have it.
And 6, Hugo? What the fuck is that?
I think it's about a giant or some shit.
Yeah, it's like a fucking animated thing.
Yeah. No,
Peace.
those are my top 5. It was, what was it? Taxi Driver. Did I say Raging Bull twice?
Yeah, we did say. I'll get you another one here.
I'll throw the Departed out there because I'm from Boston. I actually don't really. I think the Departed's fine. I don't think it's a bad movie, but I'm like,
I think
it's
The
okay.
Departed is a highly enjoyable movie. It's just like, but it's like cops and robbers sort of shit. It's not like we're we're not doing anything revolutionary in my mind.
No, it's very good. I enjoy it. I think it's a good moment. I wouldn't turn it off if it was on, but I do think I'm like, people who say it's like the best Boston movie ever, you're just wrong.
What do you think it is?
We talked about this on the rundown the other day. I don't know. I do like Coley's suggestion. Oh, no, I said Gone Baby Gone. I love Gone Baby Gone.
I would go Mystic River. Out of on a real note, what movies of his I actually do like that I have seen.
Wolf of Wall Street's another one. It's fine.
I think Wolf
It's
of Wall
way-
Street's wildly overrated.
Way too long.
Way too long, and it's like I think it's just because it's the Leo Scorsese thing. It's like the combination.
And
that
Margot
everybody's-
Robbie.
Yeah, I mean it's hot and sexy and
Right.
like cool and it's,
When he's blowing
but it's-
cocaine up a hooker's butt,
Yeah.
interested.
That's because that's not like cinematic greatness. That's just like, oh, that's a hot fucking chick and this classic like dude, this like hot guy, and they're doing blow. It's cool.
Yeah.
Quaaludes. He's so fucked up. It's like telling a story
Do
about a frat party.
Have you heard the story? And I don't know if this is true. I'm pretty sure it's true. I've heard it. That Leo's never done drugs, and for that movie, he had to hire someone to teach him what it
How to be
was
fucked
like
up?
to be on drugs.
Do you really? I mean, that's where I think
There's no way
actors-
Leonardo DiCaprio's never done drugs, right?
I would absolutely like not believe that.
If Leo's never done Leo,
You're missing out,
You're fucking up, bud.
especially because he could get the good shit.
But the good shit seems to kill everybody.
Well, yeah.
Like
That is
everyone keeps dying of fentanyl.
It's like
Stop
it's
putting
too-
fentanyl in drugs.
It's like you're doing too good of drugs. Do the bad shit.
Like-
Get some stuff that's stepped on.
Yeah.
You know?
Like who was it? There was like the Tinder CEO or one of those guys.
Yeah.
Some tech CEO died. I think during
You know, but
quarantine.
all these fuckers,
And
they
then
always
there's
mix
Prince.
it too. It's like, just stop mixing everything.
Yeah.
What are you, fucking rookies? Come on. I do.
Mac
I
Miller,
do really.
RIP.
I really would like to do Quaaludes, and somebody out there has them. I think there's a stash still left. Everyone's like,
I
Quaaludes are
don't
gone.
even know
I,
what Quaaludes do, except for what I've seen in the movie.
I think it's just like a monster, like morphine type of painkiller
Oh,
type
I'm not
of high.
interested in that.
But they say they're gone, and I think that the rich people are like, they're gone. We have them over here. But also, you don't need to hire someone to like, I don't know. You know what happened.
You've,
You know what I mean?
seen movies, right?
Right.
Just act fucked up.
You've seen fucked up people
yeah, you've
before.
been out in public.
Have you ever
before.
seen someone be drunk? Have you ever seen someone?
Have you
on
been to
drugs?
New York City and walked down the street at any time of day?
Yeah. It's like,
Everyone
uh,
here is drunk at all times.
I'm on heroin. I don't need to hire someone to do that. Fucking Daniel Day-Lewis over here. Give me a break.
Gangs in New York is a dope one, though.
Gangs of New York. I was gonna say. So Gangs of New York is a great one. I think I need to rewatch The Aviator. I don't think people appreciate
Aviators are great.
how wild and weird of a real life human Howard Hughes was.
Yep.
Like that story is a real life true story, and he is fucking a trip. The Irishman stinks.
Irishman was it fell into the Netflix movie problem,
Which
where
I
everyone
actually-
watches it right away, and then no one ever talks about it ever again.
I have really like a good warm feeling. I remember that holiday week we had off and we watched The Irishman, and I enjoyed talking about it with people. So I like enjoyed the movie experience, if you will, without liking the movie. I liked arguing about the de-aging. I liked making fun of De Niro's trying to punch. I liked actually. I do like the story of Jimmy Hoffa and all that shit. It's just the movie was 10 hours long and stupid.
yeah, it was. I don't think I wouldn't say it was bad either. It was fine. It was
Yeah, it was
Whatever.
just whatever. I guess Goodfellas is the one that everybody,
Goodfellas,
that's the one.
obviously a great one.
That's the one. Casino is,
Never
the
seen
Vegas
Casino.
version of that one. So I think it's just like Goodfellas in Vegas.
Goodfellas, yeah.
Right. All right, next up.
What's up, KFC Fight? So I had a quick question for you guys. So this past weekend I was out at a bar, met a chick, went back home with her, getting ready to hook up. We had been fooling around and whatnot on the way home. And comes time to get down and whatnot. And she's like, all right, cool. I'm ready. I was like, well, you going to get down on me, give me a head, or what not first? She said, yeah, put a condom on. And I was like, okay. And I asked the question again. She goes, yeah, put your condom on first and I'll suck your dick. And I was like, huh? And I mean, I was still trying to get laid. And my dick condom, I've never had that happen before. So my question is, would you guys put a condom on your dick if the girl said she's going to suck your dick only with a condom, though? Peace, Viva.
I would just say like, okay, never mind, and I would just skip to the sex. Because here's the thing. At my age, we got to worry about. We got a certain window of time. This has all got to happen here. I can't. If you're sucking my dick with a condom on, we're not having sex.
I mean,
because nothing's happening after that. That's going away. My penis is going back inside.
like, I get it. Don't get me wrong.
I don't. I think
understand.
if you hook up with someone to that point where you're like that afraid, it is kind of funny that it's like you need to put a condom on to be in my vagina, but I will put it in my mouth.
It does. Yeah, no,
Raw.
it is.
It should be all. If you are worried at all to the point that you need to use a condom, my kind of rule in my book is like, I think if you're fucking somebody that you really feel the need to use a condom, you probably just shouldn't fuck them. guy or girl. I'd be like, if you're
Yeah,
that worried,
I'm pro condom on podcasts, but
I would
like
say
I do think they're like candy corn, where you just kind of people just
they're
they're
there.
just laying about, but no one ever uses it
It's
or
like,
eats
well,
it.
you want some? Nah, it's
No,
okay.
that's all right. Fine.
Yeah,
No big deal.
right. I mean, I vividly remember being like, when I was single in like my 20s, I was fucking this girl. And like, I think the first time we used the condom and the second time was like very like heat of the moment. She was like, you're clean, right? And I was like, yeah, you? She was like, yeah. And that was it. Like, that was the conversation. I was like, great.
Put your hand on the Bible real quick.
Swear? Promise? No fingers crossed, no backsies? But
I do miss a condom. I probably haven't used a condom in 15 years. But
Jiminy Cricket, I do not
delete
miss them
that.
at all.
That's not true. I'm pro safe sex.
What is this? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I just think it's
You
a responsible
worried
thing
now?
to say.
Listen, don't go soft on me. Don't go soft like getting your dick sucked into a condom, okay?
But
Condoms are for the birds.
What would like I would if I was a girl, I would just be like either no or yes.
The
Like,
girl.
I'm not sucking a plastic bag.
Well, but it sounds like she's like, I'm down. I'll suck your dick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I would say yes, okay, or just like no, I don't do that. I wouldn't. That's crazy.
But if I was a guy, I think I would be like, thank you, but no thanks.
also,
Let's just get to the sex.
hey, lady, why don't you walk around with your own condoms? Because you should probably choose your flavor.
Yeah,
Well,
if you're going to be
sucking
sucking
a latex
on it,
bag,
I mean, especially
get strawberry.
most people too. By the way,
Make sure you
I
have
would-
an icy hot one.
I would have to imagine you're doing the lubricated condoms. Heaven forbid you're just doing the powdery ones. You ever just do like the OG condoms?
No, Kevin.
They literally make them as dry as possible.
How old are you?
When I was like 16, I was like, I didn't get any.
I've never even heard of a non-lubricated condom.
Yeah,
I do. I know they exist. I've never seen one.
So when I was first having sex, there was like the extra thin lubricated condom that like everybody would get, and I was like, that's gonna rip or something. So I was like, get me the full ass condom.
These scientists
I don't
don't
want
know what they're making.
I don't want diet condoms. I want the full condom, and it was just the Trojan red box. It's just a rubber.
Kevin was just fucking a lamb and then putting that lamb inside a person.
The red box condom. It's like they put flour on the condom. It's like, oh, her pussy's wet. Not anymore. Here's a dry bag to put like inside of her. It's terrible. But I think I would just skip that altogether then.
I would 100%. I have no interest in that. It's just
I have no interest.
I'm you know what? Because I've never had it happen. I'd be in.
I just would be worried. I'd be like, well, you can do this for like 10 seconds.
I'll definitely do anything I've never done before.
Yeah, that's
I've
true.
never gotten my dick sucked with a condom on. I'll give it a whack.
I've done the opposite recently, like with, like, do you have condoms? And I was like, no. So like, I'll just go down on we'll just go down on each other. Like, we're not gonna have sex then.
No, I'm condoms. I'm
She
34, 35 years old.
She said to me, you really don't have any condoms, thinking that I was like kind of lying, like trying to get it in without it. And I was like, I really don't have any condoms. And I think it's kind of crazy you think I do. Like, again, what is this, 1985?
Like, the more I think about it, the more I'm into this.
The condoms?
I don't know. I'll give it a try. Why not? I've jerked off with a condom before. Why not try a blowjob with a condom?
I mean, yeah.
I've jerked off with a condom multiple times.
I will tell you why. It's going to be terrible. That's the answer. Why?
I bet
but
it's pretty good.
I bet you it's not. I bet you don't feel a goddamn thing.
You
have to be able to suck a dick to give good head through a condom.
You get the oral.
Let me tell you,
the AURAL, the oral of it, of like the sound of the bag. like, look, it's all about sound anyway.
The smell. It's.
I'm turned on by thinking I'll get my dick sucked.
You're gonna go home to your exclusive monogamous girlfriend and be like, you have to give me head in a condom.
100%.
Your poor girlfriend. Goodness gracious. All right, let's do our interview. We got the Are You Garbage guys. It's Foley and Kevin. They are on the Gas Network. You know that from Legion of Skanks. They do this podcast called Are You Garbage. We'll explain it in the interview, where they just sit down with other comedians and bloggers and personalities and pepper them with questions. So now they're on our turf and we're fucking them up. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Now, I really like these guys. I feel like we're friends.
I feel like I agree very
I could
much.
sit down with Kev and Foley and we could have a couple Miller Lights and shoot the shit. This was definitely one of those interviews where I feel like they were even like, are we running? Is this like, did the interview start?
Yeah.
Because we were having pre-conversation and post-conversation and it all just flowed into one awesome podcast interview. So crack open some Miller Lights now, whether you're with yourself or you're with friends while you're listening, if you're watching, whatever it is. It's the KFC Radio Are You Garbage crossover, and a couple Miller Lights are going to make it that much better. Because anytime you're talking, laughing, storytelling, asking questions, looking for advice, whatever it is, Miller Lite makes all of that better with a great taste and less filling. It's only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces, brewed in Milwaukee, Wisconsin by the Miller Brewing Company. We want you to celebrate responsibly, of course, but we also want you to kick back, cut loose, and enjoy yourself because it's Miller time. Go to MillerLite.com/KFC to find the delivery options near you and enjoy the interview. Enjoy your Miller Lites. It's Kevin and Foley. And go to MillerLite.com/KFC.
Before we get to the interview, I just got to give a quick shout out to my co-host Kevin Clancy. I mean, the man is an unbelievable professional. He's got a radio show
hour
at
57, 157.
157. We're wrapping up. I mean, that's just how you do it.
I got
fellas.
this internal clock. It's the only thing I'm good at. It's just years of just talking too much. So, but I appreciate the recognition, John. Thank you.
Get a Miller Lite. Enjoy the interview.
Oh, and before we go, if you do like this interview, which you're gonna, and you like these two guys, and you're in Philly right now, not only are the Barstool guys there at the Philly house, but Kevin and Foley are on stage tonight at the Punchline. That's where we did the KFC Radio live show. So if you're in Philly and you came to that show and you enjoyed it, you can go catch another hilarious, handsome duo. And you can see them on stage tonight at the Punchline. Go get tickets tonight. Enjoy the interview. All right, let's do it. We got Kevin and Foley from the Are You Garbage podcast.
Yeah, what's up?
Garbaggio's in the building. Do you
Gentlemen?
guys ever declare yourselves? Are you garbage?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, okay.
Look at me. Have you
Someone's
met
got a
us?
fucking Hawaiian shirt right now. Is he garbage? Yeah, no. We're garbage. That's the thing. So, on the show, we'll call someone up, dude, you're fucking trash. They're like, well, you're trash. Like, yeah, that's why it's on the
that's
show.
funny.
We're not, we're
It
not
would
sitting on
be-
our throne going,
you
oh,
would
you're
be total
trash.
assholes
Yeah.
if you guys were just white glove, ivory tower pricks.
Oh, no, dude, we're pure white trash from Philly.
I ate an old slice of pizza that was sitting in the pizza box on my coffee table for breakfast this morning.
Bro,
Yeah.
I ate
And then
a
snooze for
Domino
another.
slice this morning.
Dude,
I think it
Domino's
was from,
slice.
3 or 4 days ago.
Dude, Domino's slice in the morning.
At least it was on the
Oh,
fucking table for you
they
guys.
age like fucking Melback. Those things are fucking. Are you kidding me, buddy?
I'll
come
straight
on.
up go right into the garbage if it's still in the Domino's box. I'll throw a couple lava cakes away, and then I'm like, wow, it's in the box still.
Let me tell you something. Everybody shits on lava cakes.
What, they do?
I don't know what Michelin star chef Domino's has working for him.
Those are incredible.
Those lava
Those
cakes
are-
are killer.
You could swap that in a steakhouse, and I don't think anybody would know. And have you done the?
You pop one thing of ice cream on it?
I'm sold.
Put
Little bit
one
of
those
fucking
little
powdered
mint leaves
sugar.
or whatever. Yeah, the presentation's
leaf,
off.
yeah.
I actually really appreciate the presentation when it soaks through the cardboard.
Yeah.
It's not even the paper;
like-
it goes through the fucking
It's like,
wood.
hey, we put the whole cardboard in olive oil for this one.
Yeah.
Like, you're really going to like
Have
this.
you done the brownie blondie combo?
Yeah, I don't care for those
Oh,
ones.
what?
Nah, I think those are underrated.
I've never done.
Yeah, it's like a brownie, square brownie, and the circle in the middle is a blondie cookie. And they are
I've hit the whole
delicious.
Domino's menu.
Are those new?
I've hit. No, I've been around. For
Even the
How
pasta
long?
bowls. You go for the pasta
I've
bowls.
done the
those
pasta
are real
bowl. I did those in
trash.
college a lot because it was like $6. I was like, I can sustain this for a week.
Yeah.
Whereas you had no money. I was like,
yeah.
I'll eat a whole fucking bowl of bread. I'll be fine for a little while here.
Puking that up at the end of the night, though. You're like, I didn't know there was oregano in this.
I love the Domino's, the sand they throw on their fucking. It's just they are generous with
It's
the
always
Domino
everywhere.
sand.
You wake up, it's in your hair and shit. You're like, what the fuck was I doing last
Look,
night?
I'm exfoliating with it.
It's like stripper glitter all over you. Fucking the
that'll
next
be on you
morning.
for a week.
I think Domino's has had a renaissance. I think a bit.
Oh, have
But,
they?
Well, I think
renaissance?
I think people respect Domino's now.
No,
I think,
no.
no.
way.
I don't.
See,
I don't.
Respect it. We
I-
know.
anytime
we
I
all
talk
Maybe I'm
accept
just
it for what it
projecting
is.
this into the world.
Yeah.
I don't
But,
care
like-
how fast they fold the boxes. I'm not fucking get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
that guy.
Not only they fold the box shots, they get to you. I
they
get Domino's
get
all the
quick.
time. I get.
They are good.
You
People-
order Domino's in New York
Oh,
City?
people always say that in New York City. Pizza here is fine, but
No,
there's like
the pizza, Domino's pizza's trash.
no, it's
Cheesy
good,
bread
but it's
is a
trash.
delicacy.
Oh, cheesy bread.
Cheesy
something
bread is
else.
it's
another thing
It's
you can
good
put in
pizza.
steakhouse.
It's like it's. I've always said that you get it when you want Domino's, not when you want pizza.
Yeah,
And
I'll give you that.
It's like
Yeah,
its
yeah,
own
you have
thing.
like a
Yeah.
craving for like Domino's.
Yes.
And I think everyone understands that now.
Yeah,
maybe I'm not
sure.
saying it's the greatest pizza ever, but everyone understands like you get a hankering for Domino's.
Oh, dude, when they
You
dropped
get-
that 555 deal
Yeah.
on us, and in the early 2000s or
I
whatever
get that
was,
sober regularly.
dude, that was the best way to spend $30. I would just be like, fucking give me.
You'd be losing money if you don't get it. It's an investment.
Yeah, there's a specific craving. There are specific places that, like when I get a White Castle craving, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that
Never
is
had that one.
Never had White Castle.
Oh no, I've had White Castle. I've never had
The
never had
craving.
But
Yeah.
that's the same thing. You would never be like, oh, I'm in the mood for a burger. Let's
Let me
go
go
to
to White
fucking White
Castle.
Castle. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Correct.
Let's go to Wendy's for that, like a fucking gentleman.
Come on, high class, high society.
Talk to her.
So you
Little
guys
mayo.
are on what? Gas Network?
On Gas Digital, yeah.
And that's
yeah.
Legion of Skanks
Yep.
and all that shit,
There's
right?
a whole bunch of them, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
I think there's like 25 shows on the network.
And are you
or
guys
something.
like? Was that? Do you know them? Or are you guys like? Do you all work together? Or it's just like you're on a network and like business, whatever.
No, kind of how we got on the network was I did a spot on Real Ass Podcast, which is Luis Gomez's podcast, and I remember I'd mentioned when we were doing the plugs, I was like, yeah, me and Kevin Ryan just started a new podcast called Are You Garbage?
It's a great idea.
And then he was like, great idea. And
Really
I saw
is.
him writing it down.
Yeah.
And then he had me on a couple times, and then we had Kevin on, and then we had him on our show during the quarantine. Or the break, as my mother calls it.
We got people here who call it the break.
Talk about
too.
fucking checked
We had a
out.
guy. He said to me, "How was your break?" And I was like, "What did we? Was it Labor Day recently?
what'd you
what
do, camp?
break,
What was that,
man? I've been
fucking
working
Daytona?
harder than ever.
Uncle Frog.
3 fucking month break. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, we had him on, and then it just kind of developed from there, and it just seemed to be a really good fit. And we started our first show there was July 7th.
Well, yeah. So
And
it's.
it's
I
been
mean,
great.
I took note of it when you did Kate and Feits, and then. I mean, it just seems like it took off like right away. I've seen some names on there. I see people like it just starts to bubble up on my timeline and whatnot. It's such a fine line. I've always found with more so segments. In this case, it's a whole theme for a podcast. But you come up with like segments and bits and shit. And it's such a fine line between being like this is great and it's recurring and people are gonna love it, and like this is corny and you're forcing it.
Sure.
And this one of Are You Garbage? For those who don't know, it's just like pepper you with questions to find out if you're a trash person. And I think it's because everybody. Unless you're a real fucking
you want to
prick.
secretly know. Like you're always like, wait,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
how?
Feidelberg's trash, by the way.
68%. I'll never forget it.
I hit him with the 68. He came in. He's like, I want to just let you know I'm not garbage. There's no fucking way.
Well, he's
We're
very
like
interesting.
6 minutes in. He's like, I've camped out for every Fast and Furious movie.
No, what put him over the top was the fucking he pisses in the bed and then blames his.
Yo, I
blames his
pissed
girl.
myself.
You gotta say, I mean,
just now.
it dried up.
I'm
Well,
pretty
no,
dried up.
he came up.
That's why. Remember when I first saw you guys? I was in a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And the second time you saw me, I had a sweatshirt tied around my waist. It's because I pissed myself.
So he's a big time pisses himself a lot. Like
Wait,
he,
was this after? Would you dribble?
Dude, that was like 7 minutes ago.
so he, yes.
Yeah, it was just that.
So he
Kid's got a
we
leaking valve.
kind of we did a segment not too long ago where it was like I think everybody's maybe put it back in a little early and there's some dribble and it's kind of like
Yeah,
every
especially
guy's
as
done
you
it.
get older. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Feidelberg does it like once a day.
It's very
And he
regular.
came over to me as we were walking to you guys, and he like kind of like walks up alongside close to me. He's like, "Yo, like I'm not going to announce this to anybody else. I got to tell you something though." And I leaned in. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be some shit." Like I know he just came up for therapy, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I
killed a homeless
going
guy."
on?" And he's like. I full blow pissed myself. it was like a solid like there was a puddle.
There was a puddle. There were a good amount of piss spots for sure.
So yeah, trash.
It was like I looked at myself in the bathroom mirror and alone just went, Jesus Christ.
What are you doing, John? Pull it together.
I never pee before I go on stage because I know it's happened to me before.
Really? You'd rather
I'll
go
be
out there with a
standing
full
up there fucking
load?
telling fat guy jokes, and then he's like some hot chick in the front row is like looking at my junk, and I have little fucking dribbles on there.
Also, one time he's also his weight's an issue, but he was getting on. We were doing a show.
Who are we
out
talking about?
we were doing a show, and the
Define
stage
issue.
The stage was pretty high.
Ah,
right?
that was the fucking.
It was like
worst.
maybe like an 18-inch stage, no steps. So like you had to put like a pretty big.
Hold on,
step
this
on
was
there.
pre stretch flex jeans, by the way.
Okay.
This is like old denim.
Did you have to do like a roll on? How'd you get on there?
It was
split his pants.
Oh no.
And I thought, okay, it was the second time that it happened. All right, so I had thought that it just ripped in the underneath. You know, if you rip your jeans underneath, you can get away with
Yeah.
that for a few weeks,
Yeah. Right.
until it really starts going.
If you're wondering if we're garbage,
Garbaggio.
You're gonna ride that out for a little
you
while.
don't have a taint in your jeans.
But it ripped all the way down in the front.
Oh no.
And like I go up there and I did my first joke is about my jeans, my skinny jeans. And like everyone like kind of like laughed in a weird way. And then all of a sudden, like as the more I talked about it, people were like, "Ah, getting into it" and stuff like that. So like I thought I had a good set, and I get off and I walk up to one of my friends in the back, and he puts his hand on my shoulders. And I'm
sorry,
thinking he's
man.
gonna
Yeah.
be, I'm thinking he's gonna be like, "Yo, man, that was a great set.
You're
really
amazing.
coming
You're the best
along."
comedian in the whole wide world. Like
And
one
he
of
just
those.
looks at me in the eye and he goes, "Yo, man, your balls are hanging."
15 minutes just hanging brain in front of a club full of people. No idea.
The booker was there, fucking the owner.
Dude, I did that once at a wedding where I was the best man, and I did it before the wedding, and it was the guy getting married, his sister was in a wheelchair, and
damn it.
I thought like I was like, oh, I'll be the nice guy, like I'll help pick her up. We were gonna get her into the house. Or
so
like
it's
that.
her fault, that bitch.
And I was
You were
like,
looking to make a move after the ceremony.
and I was like bent down. And I felt it rip right away, and it was like dark blue suits. So then I had to. One of the other groomsmen he's like, yo, like, you can do what you want with this information. He's like, I'm wearing dark blue underwear.
Oh,
And
you switched?
I was like, we gotta switch, bro.
Holy shit.
What a fucking friend, though, dude.
Yeah, that's a
That
fucking
guy's the
soldier.
fucking MVP. He's gonna put your piss-stained underwear on.
What size were they?
They're all
But
wet.
this guy every now and then wears a size small boxer briefs.
Dude,
You like to keep them tight, huh?
I mean,
He-
they're literally
That's an
in my
advice strip.
asshole when I'm wearing
He did
those.
not know that
Hey, don't
underwear
knock
comes
it.
in sizes. So he bought a size small, and then he just keeps them in the rotation because he's a piece
They're
of
not
shit.
in the rotation. They're just like when I'm out, which
Emergency
doesn't
boxers.
happen very often anymore. I have like a lot of underwear. It's weird actually how much
You're
underwear.
pissing in them all.
Just dropping off like a 50-pound bag of laundry every week.
Just boxers.
Yeah.
And sometimes if I run out, or if they just happen to be on top, if we're being honest, and I'll just pop on the smalls. And I don't think they're a small anymore. Technically, yes, the label says an S.
Sure.
But they've been
They've grown.
put it
They
work.
stretch out.
they've been stretched.
This shirt's a medium. Just so you know, right? You do a lot of work on this thing. But that, listen, the peeing and stuff like that does make you garbage. But what elevates it with you is the fucking cover up.
Yeah.
All right.
The maniacal, like, oh, this is a
Did-
bottle of
do you know
water.
what he? Do you know what he does?
Oh yeah.
He
when he puts
fucking
it in
with the
bed, he's
water
like,
bottle.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Which I will say is kind of genius.
And then he blames it on the girl.
Right.
Yeah. That's
So
like
he's got
mom-
patsies.
You're
He's got
disgusting.
patsies.
You pissed yourself, bitch. That
Yeah.
girl's got therapy. She's
Yeah,
got
that's what I said. She
better
goes
knowledge.
home and is like, what the fuck did I do last night? Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, he's fucking sitting in his tighty whities.
I tried to do that once when I shit in my pants in the middle of the night. Did not work.
It's actually your poop
Yeah.
that landed in my pants.
Yeah, I woke up, baby, what'd you do?
The dog shit my pants again.
We don't have a dog.
Goddamn neighbors.
This place has squirrels. I'm getting out of here. This is fucking ridiculous.
You got a real problem. Man, that's good.
We used to have squirrels in our old office. Like this is probably like 6-7 years ago. We were a media company that was growing and writing blogs on the internet, and we would regularly lose our internet because so many squirrels lived in our office that they would eat the wires, and it would just be like, we can't blog today. The internet's out because squirrels ate it.
That's a good question too. We asked that. Did you ever have any infestation in your house growing up?
Dude,
ever have anything
I
like
lived
that?
in a condemned building once. It was my buddy's.
Forrest Gump? What the fuck's going on?
What are you, a fucking
telling
CIA
you, honestly,
assassin?
like that story about like what he just told right there is a story I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
I've
No,
never,
never
heard.
heard.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I just had to keep talking to him to draw these things out. Like 7 years in, he told us about when he locked his fucking housekeeper in the basement one time, and I was like, "How is that not the first story you tell me on the podcast?"
I don't know. I
Is she
didn't like
fucking
her.
up? What's
Yeah,
going on?
and the worst part I did about that was we had like a laundry chute, and I would throw Cheez-Its down it, and I would say, "Eduardo, you're worthless." I would
Jesus.
As like an 8-year-old boy, I mean, he's disgusting.
No, but the
Kid's
the
wild.
condemned building. I've told you this. The condemned
Yeah,
building.
yeah.
And it was my buddy's uncle. We didn't make any money at the time, and I needed to live in Boston, and I couldn't afford to live in Boston. And my buddy's uncle bought a building to knock down, and then the insurance was cheaper if there were tenants.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So he charged me like $300 a month to live in this condemned building. And one
He
night,
still charged you the balls on the fucking guy.
Doing him a
doing
That's
favor.
got to be
Cut
like
him a
$1,
break,
you
yeah.
know? Like, okay, there is an exchange of money, but
he should
like
be paying you.
300.
like I couldn't shower there. Like the shower didn't work, so I had to like join a gym to shower at the gym. And there was one time I had a party, which is insane to have people over to a condemned building.
Young people in their 20s.
Was it a black
Party
tie
everywhere.
How
affair?
were the hors d'oeuvres? All the cheeses.
it was tomato soup with a slice of Kraft singles on top. That
The
was it.
tartare was pretty good, I'll tell you that.
And some girl just goes like, "Oh, I didn't know you guys had a cat." And we didn't. It was just the biggest rat you'll ever see running around the kitchen. and then we just walled off that side of the. It was a house, so like, we walled off that side of the house.
Like it was an old mine shaft or something.
And
like
my
that's
bedroom
closed.
was back there, and I just never went to my bedroom ever again.
Belongs to them.
I just slept. We moved the refrigerator because the kitchen was back there too. We moved the refrigerator into the living room, and we just left it up. Like,
and you had the balls to say
Folks.
you weren't garbage.
Yeah.
Very few people have come on the podcast and said, I am not
Well,
garbage.
You came on like a Southern lawyer.
because like where he came from is very bougie
Sure,
and like
yeah.
and this like Kennedy-esque family, and then he was the black sheep for.
That's the thing. It
Four.
doesn't matter. Money doesn't save
Money
you
all
all
the
the
No,
time.
it's a mentality. It's a state of mind.
And I
you
grew
know?
up with a little. My family had a little bit of cash, but they were poor, and then my dad made some money. So it's like
That also matters too, whether it's passed down or you
Yeah,
earned
no
it. or
amount
whatever.
of money can like we still had like an unfinished shed in the backyard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
were just like real fucking trash.
Yeah,
Car on the front lawn.
junk drawer, which is like I have a drawer that's filled with
Yeah,
batteries.
yeah.
and
It's
shit
like
for
Ricky
nothing,
Bobby
you
shit.
know?
You spend your money on like a standalone fucking hot tub or a wave runner or a snowmobile. Or
You know, we
something,
were
know
just
what I mean?
talking about the
Wave
other
Runner
day.
Snowmobile are two big ones.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
dude,
wave
if someone
runner.
can get like $3,200 together to get it like a jet ski, like
You're
you're
living.
making payments on it. Like, what are we doing?
We were just talking about the Globe bar. You know what we're talking about from like the Sharper Image or Sky Mall?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a globe and you open it up and it
yeah,
keeps all your whiskeys.
yeah.
Everyone thinks that's classy.
like
Yeah,
you
that's
know, I got my
classy.
own apartment
That's
now.
trash, dude.
I got my own
they
spot.
think it's class.
Yeah, and it
Like
is.
everybody that gets that thinks they're gonna be like standing around with like a like
Swirling
the,
it,
the
you
sifter,
know.
like oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
When I was a kid,
no.
we had Sports Illustrated. We got the football phone. We thought we were
Oh.
fucking
living.
We thought we were Rockefeller. I was just making calls like, no, hello, send up more pizza.
I had a girl talk phone. That's kind of
Oh,
the same
yeah,
thing.
the-
Yeah.
What's the
that?
girl talk
The girl
phone?
talk-
The girl,
was like-
you could like change your voice and stuff. So we would just
Oh,
make
I had
prank
the
calls.
Talk Boy, the thing from Home Alone. I thought that was
dude,
cool.
That thing was
Yeah.
you felt like a fucking spy.
But
with
it
that
never
thing.
worked the same way.
I was like, I'm gonna
My
break into
kids were
hotels
home
and
early.
shit. Yeah. That I had the
was the
phone that
commercial.
was like clear and you could see the like
That
inside
was-
that
Oh,
lit up.
that was the hot
was
chick
cool.
phone in high school.
That was.
Every
I don't know
hot
why
chick
I
had
had
that.
it, but the girls did.
You know, it
yeah.
was a real indication of trash. Did you have a pager as a teenager?
For a split second.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
like an hour where like
Hold on a second.
technology
Yes.
worked for us.
What were you selling, and do you still have any on you?
Yeah, I think my brother, aged up and got the cell phone
Yeah,
and
and
he
then you
passed
got
that
the
down to
pager.
me, and then I was like, I'm just gonna get a fucking cell phone
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
This is
Family
stupid.
heirloom.
Yeah.
I got Ricky's
Yeah, that's one
Motorola.
thing. If you mention a beeper or a pager to like the younger generation, they're like, they don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
that is.
I never had the pager. I weirdly had a cell phone before anybody. My grandparents were the worst gift givers in the history of the world. Like $25, pair of socks, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I graduated 6th grade and they got me a cell phone.
This kid's got to call the maid and call her a
It
piece of
was
shit.
like, I had this phone like 3 years before anyone else. I couldn't even call anyone. I just had a phone in my
Yeah.
pocket. There was no one to call.
It's one of those old big ones from the 90s.
Oh, those are great.
Like a stockbroker.
What did you do? You had to have like a bag, I guess, right? If you're carrying that around, it's obviously not gonna
I
fit in
guess.
your fucking pocket.
I remember my mom had my dad had one like mounted in the car. I
Yeah,
remember
those
that.
were
Proper
all right.
car phone.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that. And then my mom had like the first like big kind of Zach Morris one. It just sat in the car. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't put that in a purse.
No way, right?
Yeah,
It
that was
like
for
a
like
backpack.
calling it an airstrike or something. Like that. That's when you were in like
Red team,
serious
go,
trouble.
Red team, go, light them up.
Move the money to the offshore account and come get me. That's what that was.
I think the reason why this all works though is unless you are a real fucking bougie prick, everyone's got a little bit of garbage.
Well,
you
that's
know?
the
Even they do. Even they
yeah,
do.
right. It
You
might
just have
be
to
a
find
different
it, yeah.
type, but like, yeah, I can't think of anybody I know that is just like full blown high society and wouldn't be like, yeah, sometimes I eat like cheese whiz from the can or something.
Yeah.
Everybody's got something.
I think we had one or two that weren't trash. I can't even remember.
Really?
You had two non-trashers?
Two non-trash.
We said Jared Freed,
Jared
J-Train
Freed.
wasn't trash.
Really?
He's
that
very
makes sense
classy.
because he's friends with Francis.
He's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
like
you guys-
real like
you guys should
strict
have
set of
Francis
rules
on.
and stuff. I think we're going to.
Francis is going to be a tough one to crack.
That's what everybody
right? I
says.
mean, I can't.
Well, he's
It's
interesting
like,
because
well,
he's
I blog about dead girls. That was kind of trashy, but other than that, like,
he's comparable to you in the sense he grew up regular.
yeah,
And then I think he said when he was in high school,
that got big
his,
money.
his dad got rich.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so like, he had a tweet the other day texting with his golf teacher.
Yeah,
And it was like, if you got a golf teacher at what's Francis, 32?
Yeah.
Like you got a golf teacher at 32 years old.
He owns it pretty well too, though. Like,
No,
what
you know,
do
he's very
he
honest
doesn't
to
try
it,
to
you know?
hide
You
it.
get a golf teacher at the fucking chip and putt. What are you talking about?
He's
Golf-
the club pro at the fucking mini golf. It's just him hanging out by the 19th hole.
Check out my short game. Mini golf professional. We'll crack him. See, we love that, man. We love that.
It's like, well, it takes us a little bit. We'll go like, hey, have you ever done this? Or did you have that? And then they go, no. And we're like, oh. And then we finally, it's like we're just trash.
You guys are like kind of like, it's almost like a good cop, bad cop thing where it's like you just start the interrogation. You guys like lobbing each other's alley oops, you know?
Somebody said it best online. They were like, Foley makes you feel good. And like part of the trash
about
team,
being garbage,
and I make you feel bad about it. You know what I mean? But I also do that to myself. Like I'm shameful for the shit I do. When I'm cleaning my car with a squeegee at the gas station, I really feel like a piece of shit.
I love that.
I can't. That's one of the things in me that I've done it, and it's like
I take a shower with it.
If my parents found out I was doing that, they would like disown me.
See, I don't do it, and it's nothing like I'm scared of garbage. It's pure laziness. But like,
I'll
drive like I can't see. And I'm fine. I'll still.
I'll have a perfect. I'll come from the car wash. I'm squeegeeing.
Yeah.
Even through COVID, I was like, I probably shouldn't touch this stick at the gas
That
station.
water sitting there and shit. Oh.
But dude, that is like I think it's like an OCD thing of mine. I love to like squeegee it up. I love that.
Did you see
that's garbage? Fuck.
Well, if you start like doing the wheel wells and shit, it's fucking
Doing the interior.
All right. Well, the other day I just was
You always go a little extra. Like, let me get the side real quick.
I hit the hood the other day. I didn't do the whole hood. But I was doing, I squeegeed it, and then like the hood near me was like real fucking dustied up, and I just.
There's only one acceptable location to use it other than the windshield. That's after you pump the gas. If you get a little dribble right next to where the gas goes in, if you just give it a little.
I purposely do a dribble. I purposely do a little dribble to get the smell going.
The what?
I'll almost purposely dribble a little bit just to
smell
waft it up. Like, I'm like Zoolander.
Doesn't matter how much money you got. If you like the smell of gas, you're fucking
See, that's what I mean.
I don't care how many golf coaches
so you walked in there.
Aren't sitting around huffing a fucking red.
I walk in like Charlie Kelly. I got the paint around my fucking mouth. What's up, guys? So you went in there. I went in there kind of wanting to be a little bit of garbage, to be honest.
I wanted to.
I thought it was going to be disappointing if you guys were like, no, all right, you're a classy guy.
I don't want to be garbage. I didn't know you'd had non-garbage. I was hoping to maybe be like the first non-garbage. But no, I don't want to be garbage.
No, I kind of want it to be garbage, which I guess is
like a lot
garbage.
of people want to be, right? Like a lot of people come in like, oh, before you even start,
let me tell you.
Trash.
Well, it's almost one of those things you want to cop to at first, so you don't look like the asshole who thought you were classy, and then you get all guys
I share a bed with like my clothes. Like they're
that's a tough look.
My bed is mostly clothes, or not anymore. But it was like
disgusting.
I fucking love
Heidelberg. He's an open book.
You are an open. You're always in therapy. Just
well, you know what it
confessing.
was? You start. I mean, this has been your whole life.
Yeah.
You never had a shot at being normal. You started up with me
I don't
on
think
the
like you turn this on in your 20s.
No,
Kid never had a chance.
No, he really didn't. It was just like from Jump Street. I remember saying like. So at the time when I started Barstool, I was the only non-Jewish guy, and it was like a war. It was like the Gentile, and I was like fighting the Chosens.
Yes.
And then Feidelberg. So then I get Feidelberg emailing me, and I was like, "This will be great for like this rivalry." And I told him, "You can have the job as an intern, but you have to use your real name." And he was like, "Okay." And then I find out that he's not Jewish; it's a German thing, which was then I just started calling him the fake Jew, which in 2020 I'd be fucking cooked. But the point being though that he like
cooked.
when you
I'm fucked. My wife's
Cut
Jewish.
the tape.
My
Cut
wife's
the
Jewish.
tape.
But now you Google his poor name and he's fucking done. So like you never had a shot at being normal.
Yeah, no.
Thank God this worked out
until I
because
finally commit suicide. There's never gonna be another.
There's also like there's unsuccessful Feidelbergs that are just out there like playing. Like I have friends that are like just still playing it super fast and loose, and I'm like, all right, buddy, you're still like parking cars at a fucking at like a dealership or something.
To me the desire to be a little bit of garbage I think is a commendable thing. It's like there's who are those guys' names? There's a couple DC or like Baltimore radio hosts, and they played a game called Horror or Bore, where girls would call in and they would ask them similar to what you guys do, like, and it was more yes or no questions, and then at the end they would guess how many people the girl has slept with. But because it was characterized as bore, it was almost like you didn't want to be
exactly.
like, oh, you're lame, you're the bore in bed. So these girls would be like, yes, I'm a whore.
Sounds progressive.
Again, games that just cannot be done anymore. It's I think the golden era is, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we're never gonna go back to being like the world's not gonna be a funny place anymore.
It's tough, man. It's a constant fucking, it's a constant.
I was talking to somebody today. They're like, "Well, once the election happens, it'll all go back to normal."
That's what everybody keeps saying. I'm like, wait, that's not gonna make it any
no
better.
fucking way. It's probably gonna ratchet it up. How'd you guys link up?
We were doing shows in Philly. I just showed up to an open mic and he was there, and I had never done it before, and he thought he was fucking Johnny Cool Guy. You know what I mean? Dude, the confidence.
He was a young kid on the scene.
He just so wants to be like fucking Bruce Springsteen or whatever. Dude, he gets up.
Let
on
me tell you,
stage.
we got a long way to go.
Dude,
Hold on, get the guitar. I'll play a couple hits.
Dude, we're on the third floor of a dive bar in Philadelphia doing this fucking show that he ran, and he was hosting it, and I get up there. I'm like, oh, this guy's. He seems way too confident for how he looks, and everyone. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You gotta carry it, baby.
Dude.
Fake it till you make it, kids.
Amen, brother.
Fake it till you make it.
The most important lesson you can teach.
We're literally there's 7 people at the fucking show. Most of them in the audience are comedians, and he's up there. How's everybody feeling tonight? Like he's at the fucking Garden.
When I
he's
say,
got
"Oh,
his dad's.
Is anybody alive out there?
Literally, Philly. Is anybody alive or are you
blazer
dead?
on. He's got a blazer
wow.
on, like he's fucking, like he's doing his HBO 30-minute special. And
Today's man, by the way. All right.
yeah.
At least it's not Joseph A. Banks.
Yeah.
Get buy one, get 7
was
free,
freaking
and a
dope.
cell phone,
What's
and
their
a moped.
manufacturing
car.
cost over there? They're like, you get free fucking iTunes for a year. Yeah.
I wore a Jose Banks suit to a wedding once that just disintegrated.
Just looked like Bernie Mac.
Like it just fell apart.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. You're doing the best man speech. DJ, hit it.
But he had the confidence to go, guys, how you feeling the jacket? Should I take it on? Should I leave it? I'll take it all. Like they cheered him to I'm like, this
All right, I'm
guy's
an
a
asshole.
fucking loser. Cut to 10 years later, he's my best friend. I'm like,
I got you in the end, huh?
I got the jacket though, so it all worked out.
I was actually wearing your clothes for a long time. He's 10 years younger than me, and he was a chunky guy in Philly, and then he lost all this weight.
Lost a bunch of weight.
So I started wearing all
What
his
an asshole!
clothes.
Isn't that like a dickhead move?
What?
Like he kind of got hot for a little bit over quarantine. He was jacked, and I was like, we can't have this. Now I'm like, I mean, I've never been the in shape guy, but I was like, I can't be like this strong.
He really leaned into it the other way.
The pandemic's evened it out a little bit. This kid's got a couple DiGiorno's in him.
Jesus Christ.
But no, it's funny. We will always, not to be arrogant, but we will always get you because we're such fucking trash and we know so
Takes
many
one to know one
ins and
type
outs.
shit,
We're
yeah.
we're gonna figure it out.
Right.
Like I remember, that moment that you just had with the squeegee. You were like, oh, we usually get that.
Yeah.
You see it click on people's
Right.
eyes. When they
Like,
go, oh, fuck.
I knew the second you guys asked Fast and Furious. I was
Yeah.
It happened to Paul Verzi. Paul Verzi.
Yeah?
It happened too.
He thought he was
and
classy.
we had him on this, and he was moving, and he was sticking and moving, and he was kind of getting him, and then I was asking him about his grandmother's house, and he's like, yeah. So I'm like, did your grandmother have like a back patio or something like that? He's like, yeah, she had a back patio, and I'm like, Paul, let me ask you a question. On that back patio, was there fake grass like AstroTurf?
Mm-hmm.
And he literally just went like this.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking busted cold.
Yeah,
He's like, how the fuck did you know that? I was like, because it's in my fucking living room. That's why.
Well, especially that generation too, though, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, they went through it all. My grandma's house had cases of cartons of Kent cigarettes that she
man.
bootlegged from the Indian reservation. She had a connect
Dude,
that would
that's
get him
fucking-
tax
that's
free
moving
from
and
the
shaking
Indians.
right there. I like it.
She had the jug of Carlo Rossi wine, with the
Oh,
little
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
handle that she used to drink. She had huge ice cubes. She'd put that in there.
Ice and
and
wine,
she had
yeah.
the black box, like the illegal cable box. So I was watching porn at my grandma's house. She used to
Joe
yell up the
Pesci.
stairs.
Yeah, your grandmother was Jimmy Conway?
She would yell up the stairs. You're
Hey,
not
you popped your
watching
cherry, Grandma.
You're not watching the dirty channels, are you? And I was like, no.
Oh, man.
It was great.
Oh,
I
dude,
love
if you had-
grandma's
if you had a
house.
yeah, dude. If you had a fucking like a porn channel connect in someone's house, dude. If somebody
that
had
point,
one
it
in a
was
10-mile
gold.
radius of me,
Yeah.
we were all all the kids were just in the basement.
Did you guys do a box of porn in the woods?
Oh, yeah. Magazines.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I would
old
find
school.
them. I was at that point, VHS and DVDs were already kind of coming out. So
Yeah, to me, I feel like you either really know the box of porn in the woods or it's totally foreign to you. But the people who know it, it's like,
Really?
yeah, we were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think-
we had a
I
huge
think
box
now-
of it, ride our bikes out there. And
Would you add to it? Like it was like a
I mean, I
communal
personally
chest?
didn't because I didn't.
You just
That's
knew
where I
where
got my
porn
porn.
was.
Yeah. Well, it was always like I don't know who the first guy was, but it was
That's
always
the thing.
an 8th grader when you're in like 6th grade tells you about it, and then you know the location and
Yeah.
it's kind of passed on. And you hope it doesn't rain.
And
I found like soggy ones before. For sure.
I hope it was raining.
Still made it work. But I think like you'll never be that aroused again. You know that, right?
Like,
you
I'll
can
go to the
never
woods for this.
you can never compete with that fucking throbbing. And like kids today, it's too
throbbing.
easy.
That was too good of a word choice.
With a
Got
big
me
hearty
throbbing
meat
over
stick,
here
you know what I
right
mean?
now.
What the
You don't remember when you were a kid and you got a
PG
hard on, you felt like it
show.
was
What are you
going through
doing?
your entire body? You'll never have that again. And
When
the
you're
reason
so
it was-
horny, you feel it in your face.
so horny your mom's turned on. No, but like now it's too accessible. It's too out there.
is,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, that's
Kevin always says
this is my like claim. I want to like the only thing I think I could ever do like on stage, really like as a scripted material is this. I think that my age, I guess all of us kind of are the greatest generation.
Okay.
And it's not because of World War II or anything like that.
Sure.
We are young enough that we are computer and internet and technology savvy. We're not like, how do you turn on the fucking... And we are old enough to have gone through the struggle of
analog
trying to find porn, trying to find music, trying to find everything is so accessible now. So you're either too old and you're like, I don't want to use this internet thing, or you're so young that you're just like you've had HD porn and everything you want at your fingertips forever, so you're a spoiled asshole.
Makes sense.
We are
Watching
right in
Anal
the
in
middle.
kindergarten.
And you gotta earn it if you haven't watched like scrambled porn where
See?
you're trying to
That's
catch
what
a
I'm
tit,
saying.
Dude,
you're not. You
hoping
don't
that
know.
boob, like slows up.
Yes.
More, like,
And it would every once in a while and just be like,
Yes, I mean that to
I
me
used
is
to set
where you
alarms.
earn.
I would set alarms to get up at like 6 a.m. to start downloading stuff on Kazaa.
Oh yeah, you had to.
Quee it up because I thought that's how you pronounce
Quee it up.
Feidelberg's got to stop talking, man. Dude, remind me to never fucking pull a bank job with you. Holy shit.
You're like, yeah, I watch porn. He's like, yeah, me too.
I used to set a tripwire for my parents.
You had to get crafty back then, though, because it would take hours, man.
Right. Yeah, when I get home from school, this will be downloaded. And that was.
And you hope it was real. It wasn't fake.
Yeah,
that's
it
the
wasn't
worst.
a fucking Metallica
Spent
song.
Did you
36
ever
hours.
print out pictures? I did that
No, I
for
don't
sure.
think
That's some horny shit
Yeah.
right there, huh?
Well, it's like,
I had that
where
printer
the
with
fuck did all the ink go? You're like, I don't know.
I had that printer
Jenna
with the.
Jameson's
I
upstairs.
I had to print out the whole fucking every screenshot of Jenna Loves Brianna.
Man, that's pretty low, man.
Definitely
Printing
printed out
your porn.
pictures. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It was like.
So
it was
what?
like-
Just like bring them with you? Like,
No, I would just keep them in my room like a porn. You know what I mean? Well, like at that point, video. There was a time where video wasn't that accessible. Like
Right.
Napster. It was when Napster was out. Napster was just audio, really.
Right,
Like,
and
and nobody
LimeWire
had
goes out.
nobody had the capabilities to download a fucking video at home.
Right.
And streaming wasn't really a thing. So it was
couldn't
like,
go buy it or anything yet.
yeah,
you're
and it
too
was
young.
like, I'm not gonna sit in my living room and fucking jerk off. You know?
Yeah.
Like someone could walk in, like you're way too
the,
exposed.
the communal computer.
Yeah,
you know?
so you print it out.
That
you know,
that
save
thing
it for
that's a
later.
thing of the past too. You don't know the struggle of when someone
The
calls
one
and
tape.
kicks you off.
Remember
Hearing the
the
garage
one-
open or
The
something.
one
like,
tape.
Oh fuck!
It was the one tape. It had one lesbian scene at the end. All your friends fuck. You knew the script backwards and forwards.
Yep.
You knew the
Yep.
name of the key grip on the fucking thing. The guy who lit the shoot. You know what I mean? You knew everything about it.
Oh, dude, my buddy. So a kid growing up, his dad owned a bunch of
Oh, this is trashy.
fucking
You know it's
video
trash when he's
rental
like, oh,
stores.
buckle
To
up.
be associated
Oh, wow.
with somebody like this.
A bunch of video rental stores, like independents. You know what I mean? Like Steve's, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Steve's Rental. So when they went out of business, like when Blockbuster came in and whatever, he sold all the movies from like the 5 locations, but kept all of the porn. So dude, we're down in this kid's basement, and it's just like it's like a fucking unfinished basement, and there's just boxes. I'm talking like big U-Haul moving boxes to the walls, and we're not even thinking what's in them. And then like we're like wrestling. It was like out of a move. It was like out of a move. We're like wrestling. And like my buddy gets dumped into one, and like they all just open up, and we're like, dude, this whole box is full of porn. He's like, yeah, these are all full of porn. We're like, you're just telling us this now? What the fuck, dude?
That's like Goonies knocking over the treasure chest or something like that.
So then we would just like, he was like, dude, you can't take them. Like my dad counts it. I'm like, that's weirder than even having it. Yeah, the fact that he fucking counts
Like when
them.
your parents you draw the line
The
on the
line,
liquor
yeah.
bottle.
Yeah.
You're doing that with the porn.
Counting the porn. What the
So
fuck?
I'm like, all right, so we would always make excuses to go downstairs and steal one. You know what I mean? Like, I think I left my sweatshirt in the basement. He's like, you haven't been in the basement in 6 weeks. I'm like, yeah, let me just double check. You know,
I'm going to run down and change the dehumidifier real quick. Do you a
some
favor.
pump working. Let me go check the sump pump.
Dehumidifier.
Catching parents with the porn. That was always, that changed
Did
your
you?
perception of people's
I
parents.
I have not experienced that.
I've never caught my
No, not
parents
my
with porn.
parents.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I've caught my parents with like sex games.
Ooh, I'm listening.
It was like one of those like I was looking through like my dad's closet for like his car keys or something like that. I was old enough to know what it was. I wasn't like a child, and it was like moving like a sweater or whatever, and it was like one of those like roll the dice.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Suck, put your hand here,
That's
whatever,
not so bad. That's manageable.
Hang on a
You
second.
find some
Hang on a
fucking.
second. Car keys in the closet.
It's also
Come
in the
on.
attic, you know?
You know what you were doing.
Yeah, maybe I was looking for Christmas. He does keep.
stumbled upon
I said
this.
car keys because he does keep his car keys in his closet. But I might have been looking for Christmas presents. I forget exactly what I was looking for, but I was not looking for what I found.
It wasn't Lunchables, I'll tell you that.
My buddies.
The Capri Sun's in here, Pop. What's it? No, fair enough.
My buddy's parents, we suspected of smoking weed when we were teenagers. So we were like, yo, let's go see if we can find some fucking weed. Like, before you could, like, really buy it or whatever, like 14 or something. We're like, let's see if we can get weed. And we started looking around. And, like, this kid's nuts that he was just letting, like, 4 fucking teenagers root through his parents' shit. Like, dude, I'm going through sweaters up, like, in the closet and shit. And dude, we found them. First of all, like, my buddy goes under his bed and pulls out like a fucking bag of like whips and chains.
Yeah,
and shit.
that's what I was gonna say. You find
dude,
that
so
stuff, and it's
he's
like, oh,
dying. Like my one, it's not his parents. It's like just this other kid. And he's like, yo,
He's having
look
a
at this. And my
blast.
buddy's like, put that away, put that away.
It's a belt. It's a belt.
Then we found pictures of like Polaroids of his
Them?
mom. And we were like,
Holy
alrighty
shit.
then. Let's
Time to
fucking-
go, but
yeah.
let me just take one
Yeah.
for the road.
Wow.
I want to take one for the
No,
road.
not
It was a
really.
bad scene.
Oh, really?
No road.
I'd rather see you naked, dude.
That could be arranged, huh? And you don't need a Polaroid, I'll tell you that.
That the lengths that people will go to for their porn, though. I had a guy who he's a fan of ours. He runs his own Twitter account. Certainly will not say his name because it will ruin his life. He emailed me at one point. Asa Akira was our co-host, so probably pretty garbagey, right? To have a porn podcast.
I don't think so. She's
She is.
Yeah.
As far as porn goes, she's as classy as they come. But he emailed me and he's like, so like now that you have like a connection to the porn world, I need a favor. And he's like, I had a favorite porn star. I can't remember who it was. I wish I could. Who just like quit at one point. And so he has all of her existing porn, and he's on like this crusade to find more if he possibly can. So what he tries to do is track down like the cameramen and the guys filming it to find like shit that didn't make the cut.
Like B-roll,
Like
like
B-roll,
shit
like-
that ended up on the editing room
Yes,
floor.
cutting room
Holy
floor
shit.
porn.
Who wants the outtakes?
And I would, yeah. well, me.
I'm not
Don't get
going
me
for
wrong.
the
I'm with him. I just wouldn't email someone asking for it.
I'll click a BTS. No
Yeah.
problem.
going for the blooper reel.
I frequent those as well. But yeah, that was like,
shit.
listen, I am a piece of garbage, especially when it comes to porn. I don't hide any of it, but boy, if you're emailing me to talk to her, to email him, to find cutting room floor porn, and the way he's writing it too, he was like, it's almost like you found a new video. It's like, I've seen it before, but you get to see the behind the scenes. I was like, please lose my email. I don't want to have any sort of association.
There's
with
no
you
way
at
if
all.
you asked her, she was going to think that there was this imaginary guy.
Oh, right.
Listen, it's not from me, I swear. Can you make that out to Kevin? Is that possible? No, his name's Kevin too. I swear to God.
I mean, we've gotten more and more into the porn game, just interviewing people. And I gotta be honest, the more people that we meet, I think the porn stars are the most normal people we know.
Yeah. I
They're just
agree.
like,
Well,
like,
not all of them.
no, some of them are like your typical, like,
Yeah.
something horrible happened and you're like doing it out of desperation.
Oh, I wouldn't say normal, but I think they're the most interesting people we interview.
I think, yeah, that too. But I also just think a lot of them sometimes are like, I don't know, like I like it, it works, I make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I
and
mean, like I can't hate, like you try to hate on, especially now with like OnlyFans, like girls are making like 20, 30 grand a month, and I'm like,
Lana Rose.
and they're just like
listen to this.
accountants or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, fucking go for it.
well, that's what, yeah, the fact that you can make
That's really going to normalize it. Like
right.
that's
Well,
normalizing.
I've been
porn.
telling people, get on it now, because in 5 years, when everyone has it the same way you have a Twitter account, you're
Yeah,
going to
it's
be late to the
yeah,
game.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm on it, and I think the porn stars are the worst follows on it. I have OnlyFans because we had like a 2-week period where all we talked about was OnlyFans.
Sure.
And we said on one of the podcasts at one point, we were like, any like listeners who like reply to the tweet and we'll follow you. And so like, I don't know, like 3 to 5 girls, whatever it is.
11,
not
12.
a ton.
It's like a couple dozen.
And like we followed them. And then since I was already on it,
Yeah,
I was like, well,
Might as
fucking
well
start
dabble,
following
you know what I
some
mean?
porn
That
stars.
really is the hurdle with OnlyFans. Once you like sign up and do all that, then it's like subscribe.
But all the porn stars, all the hardcore porn stars, it's just like a picture of them smiling, and it's like, check your DMs. I got a new video. It's like, look, I already pay $8 a month. I got to pay $40 for this video. Like, I'm just gonna go to Pornhub.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but and the
I'm
normal
trying to
girls.
support you here.
Yeah.
Doing this on a budget here, lady.
The normal ones are hustling. You know, they're out there like
Sure.
because those girls are like, I don't need to do this. I get a
Yeah,
check
that's
from
like
whoever.
that's disposable income for
Right.
them. Like it's just another
we,
revenue stream.
We had Lana Rhodes and I don't know if you're familiar with her work, but she's like the #1 porn star on Pornhub she doesn't even do it anymore. She's just living
Really?
off like, well, she does OnlyFans and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
But she said that she knows like regular girls who make like $150K a week.
A week?
And that she. So we did answer the internet. We'll do it with you guys in a little bit. And a lot of them are like, would you do this or would you rather have $1 million or whatever? So one of the questions was $1 million was the option, and she
It was,
just like
it was. Would you count to $1 million?
right
For $1 million.
You have to
And-
lock in a room. Can't do anything till you count to $1 million. If you mess up, you have to start over. It's for reference, it's like 11 days and like 13 hours to do it. And so
I'll do it for $2,000.
You got it on you? You got cash? What are we
I'll do it for one of them sweatshirts back there. What are you talking about?
But she looks me like dead in the eyes, and she's like, "Oh, well, I mean, like I can get that with like a couple pictures." Yeah. And I was like,
Damn.
She sent
And
3 OnlyFans pictures.
I thought she was
$1 million.
hamming it up because at that point we were recording, and then afterwards I was like, "For real?" And again, she looks at me like I'm the moron. She's like, "Yeah, for like, like 3 or 4 pictures, like over the course of a month, I'll make like $1 million." I was like,
Yeah, we
I
got
gotta
the wrong fucking
I gotta
racket.
hit the gym. Get over to Planet
"So
Fitness.
what? How much money would it take for you?" Let's say there's a market for everything. There's a lid for every
This is
pot.
whatever the number is. Whatever you're gonna ask him, the number is low.
Oh, if I told you that there was,
For this thing right here, whatever this is.
you got to just jerk off on the internet, face out and everything.
Okay.
For you got to have, and people are gonna subscribe. How much money you got to make like a month for you to be down with that? Seriously, for you to actually be like, all right, this is my career now, and Foley will be known as Are You Garbage, and he's also an OnlyFans boy.
Well, we'd have to talk about Are You Garbage moving forward.
Yeah, he's got to wet his beak a little bit too.
It's technically under the umbrella of Are You Garbage. So.
Like obviously,
We'll do like an 80-20 split. I don't know.
I would be giving up ever working in like
Yeah, that's what
mainstream
I mean.
acting
Right,
or anything like that.
right. Your Oscar
Buddy,
dreams are out the window, Foley.
You're not making it in mainstream acting, all right?
What are you talking about? Check out Set Up on Netflix. What do you mean? I don't know. $20,000 a month?
Yeah, but honestly,
Comfortable living. I don't want to show off.
I think
you know what I mean?
I gotta keep my modesty while I jerk off on the internet.
2-car
I really like my
garage.
one bedroom,
I think it could be done, to be perfectly honest.
I think you could probably.
I really think you could.
Yeah?
I just think that there's just the internet's just like, you realize there's
There's
so
weird
many
enough
people for
shit, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Everybody, everything. You can find that.
Is this a pitch? Is this what's going on right now? Is this how
if
it
I can
starts?
get you $20K,
You're a
you
good-looking
gotta
kid. What do you mean? Why don't you take
sit
that
down.
top?
Yeah.
Take that top off.
Bend over, spread your ass cheeks.
If you want to. I'm just saying. If you're comfortable with it, yeah.
God damn.
All of a sudden there's a fan on me.
Some imagery.
My hair's blowing back.
I hope most people are just listening and don't know
don't
the
Google
visual
H.
behind
Foley.
this. What's up with the H?
It's Henry.
Right, you hate it? You don't like it? Or you feel like you're classy doing the one, the first initial?
Yeah, Scott
No, it's
Fitzgerald.
just, it's going to sound a little sentimental, but I'm named after my grandfather. When I was growing up, I was a little kid. He passed away when I was real young, and I had a wooden plaque over my crib that one of my cousins made for him in woodshop.
Fuck, I didn't want to cry, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And then he passed away, and then my dad was in Vietnam. And his buddy, he was holding his buddy in his hand, and no, I'm kidding.
Fuck, I fully regret this question.
that was only a sentence that was fake. But yeah.
No, so I had that plaque, and then
It's
wanted to use H. Foley.
interesting though that it's like it's memorable. It's like it does feel like a stage name type
It's
of thing.
definitely a garbage thing. You know what I mean? Like because it was like if I ever do it, I'm gonna use H. Foley for my grandpa. You know what I mean? Like that trashy Bruce Springsteen shit. But yeah, that's why. Plus, I think it sounds cool.
Yeah,
does sound
I like
sure.
it. I like it.
But so many people, I'll be like a club and like, so what's H really stand for?
Yeah, you got to
Like,
keep the mystery going. Almost. Don't even tell them. Be like, oh, listen, I can't even.
Yeah, that's what
You don't want to know.
Right. Right.
That's what people think of when they look at him. Mystery. That's
Actually, it's just Herman. So
So what's? I mean, is the plan for Are You Garbage to just? I mean, is it? You kind of can do it forever, I guess.
To
As
the
long as
moon,
you keep
baby,
getting
yeah.
new people, right?
Yeah, well, it's also like we've had.
Who's the most garbage person you've had?
Oh man, There's a lot. There's like,
Buddy, it's you.
That was only 68%.
Yeah, that's true. We've had a couple other comics, like lower level comics that we've had on that are just like fucking, but like.
Well, especially
just
at that
dropped.
level,
Yeah.
though, you know, it's like
Especially
the real
comics are-
garbage. You got to find it's like, all right, you've made it, and are you still have it in you? Because it's almost like, well, yeah, I'm garbage because the world is making me be garbage at the moment.
I think Ari Shafir was super fucking good. He's
I
like,
could
but
see
he
him be
grew up like
garbage.
Orthodox, I think, like so it was like super devout religious.
Yeah.
And then once
Which is
he
so funny.
once he got rid of his religion, I mean, it was like
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
on.
he's lawless.
He started
poisoning
He's
people.
lawless.
Lawless is the great way to put it.
Yeah, he started
Yeah, I
dosing
mean, when
people.
that was
he
wild.
dosed us. He
Did he?
came in, gave us chocolate.
Well,
and
but
it
that was
like-
at least knowingly, right?
It was. I forget.
He
if it
straight
was-
up poisoned Bert with MDMA.
Right,
yeah.
And like
I
he had to
think
go
he
home
gave
to his
us
kids
chocolate.
fucking
And then did you see
rolling
what happened
ecstasy.
on Legion of Skanks?
No.
There was a whole nother thing on that.
No, what was that?
I mean, whatever. They tried to dose him,
Uh-huh.
and he got wind of it and did the old switcheroo with Big J
Fucking
Okerson.
the Princess Bride.
Yeah, and then he.
It's inconceivable.
He
dosed out Okerson.
And he dosed Okerson.
Holy
Really?
shit. Honestly, in that case, I kind of feel like, you know, you come at the king, you best not miss.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, those dudes play it fast.
the
and
moment
fucking
where,
loose.
God, the moment where Jay was like, must have realized, it must have been incredible.
Well, it was
Just
kind of.
like,
It's you should
wait a
go
minute,
check it out
fuck.
because it's fucking. The half of the table's laughing because they. First of all, Ari faked it for 40 minutes. He's sitting there like staring
he's
at
the
the
king.
lights.
He's
Yeah.
incredible.
And you're watching. You're like, oh man, Ari is fucked up.
That's also fucking
And
Princess
now the
Bride.
rest
I'm
of
not
the people that think
left-handed.
they dose him, they're dying. And him and Shane Gillis are laughing because Shane Gillis is laughing because he knows that the switcheroo's already
Yeah,
happened,
yeah.
and Jay doesn't know what's happening. It's a wild
Holy
scene.
That's
Christ,
Kaiser Soze
man.
shit.
Yeah.
Right
Those
there.
guys really are. There's another podcast that we talked to recently, No Jumper. I don't know if you're familiar with that
No.
guy. He made waves recently because he had these like Insta thoughts on who were just airing out everybody. Point is, they let it fly. But other than like Legion of Skanks is one of the last true
Yeah.
lawless Wild West. We don't conform. We don't care about sponsors. We don't care about canceling.
Yeah.
Like those guys are fucking nuts.
Which you need that there.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
you
Yeah.
really,
I mean, I'm
you know,
jealous of it in a way.
Yeah.
That I'm like, we still cut it loose too, but there's a lot on the line now and families and shit like that. So we got to clean it up a little bit. I mean, those guys don't give a
And like
Yeah.
we're on the same network, like we're under like kind of we're like fucking babies compared
Yeah,
to them.
right.
I'm like, yeah, you guys just
Those
keep making
garbage
noise over
pussies.
here.
Yeah.
We're just fucking,
In a way, it is kind of
Yeah.
nice to be like,
we
yeah,
can fly under the radar.
Yeah,
over
we
there.
look like the good guys.
yeah,
Fucking
the
student of the
heroes.
month every month, you know.
yeah. Who ended up? Did Shafir win president?
Yeah.
Already won their big
He's
thing.
the president
you
of
did
Skankonia.
1 minute, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's an awesome idea by them, by the way. I
Yeah.
was captivated by
It was
that.
great.
But yeah, that's a good crew to roll with, man. You guys can say whatever the fuck you want, and you'll
Oh, yeah,
never
dude.
make waves.
We won't even come up in like the fucking meeting. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Oh, Ari Garbage is still alive. Okay,
You guys
that's all
didn't
that
say the
matters.
N-word today?
All right, moving on.
But yeah, the idea is just, to keep redefining it and stuff like that. And we've started to, like once a month we'll do an episode where it's just me and Kevin.
Yeah.
And like we just finished doing an Are You Garbage garage fridge contest.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
So we had, the listeners all sent in videos of
Garage
their
fridge
garage
is a good
fridges,
symbol, yeah.
which was the trashiest, which
Yeah.
was the best. So one guy, fucking the winner, sent in, he bought an industrial, like a restaurant fridge and put it in his fucking garage, put a keg on the
kegs.
bottom, lined it up with the hoses, and then just fucking stacked it with everything.
Like all like craft beer and shit.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's so
And then other
garbage it
people,
becomes
like,
classy.
And then other people like submitted their actual like fridge in their kitchen where they opened it up and there was like bugs. I'm like, all right, dude, you're missing the
Like
whole
just a
point. of the
fucking,
thing.
just a squirrel, just in the freezer.
Well, I mean, it's an awesome premise. It's
Thank you, buddy.
phenomenal.
Thanks, man.
And I mean, it really, I don't think I've seen a podcast really pick up that quickly, maybe ever, to be honest.
Yeah, we
Thank
got
you.
lucky.
But-
Over the pandemic, we were able to lean on our fucking bigger comic friends. You know what I mean? So it was like we had like Schultz and fucking
Yeah.
Gillett. Because everybody was like, yeah, like, I'll
Make the
do whatever.
connections,
So
yeah.
it was easy. Yeah, we
Awesome
kinda-
stuff, man.
yeah,
So
appreciate
everybody go
it.
check it out. Are You Garbage? We're going to go across and put you to the test and answer the internet.
Let's do
Awesome.
it.
Thank you for having us,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thank you, boys.